Hello and welcome back to Small School Saturday in Golden, Colorado, on the campus of Colorado School of Mines. We are here at Alumni Field at Marv K Stadium on campus to watch the Orediggers and the Wolves go at it today, fellas. What a setup. I mean, this is fantastic. You're looking right now at the stadium setup here in Golden. I'm not going to lie to you, Montana Tech, Butte, they were incredible to us. The view was incredible. This might take the cake, and I don't know if it's particularly close in terms of the backdrop of our set.
I don't know. I would not disagree with you at all. It feels, I will say, this is home for me a little bit. I got family that live out here. My mom's from Denver, so I feel a little bit of I feel like it's a little bit of a homecoming for me. So I'm pumped to be back in Colorado. A lot of skiing done in this state, so I'm ready, man.
Massive thank you to the Mines athletic staff for helping to fund our travels and get us out to the great state of Colorado in this out west trip. And I'm your host, Kobe Manzo, joined on my right, your left, Mike Schultz. He was named the smartest man in the room earlier today, and he's living up to that.
That's true.
We've got Seth Howard in the Boot Barn getup, and the walking billboard on the end of the set, Antonio Clark, the man, an all-star in this league in the RMAC, playing down there in Grand Junction, now working, of course, with D2Football.com, our great friends over there. I'm thrilled to get you on here, man.
I'm super excited to be here. I'm very, very thankful that you guys decided to have me. I think we're in for a huge, huge game. Got a big power coming to town. We're going to see what the Orediggers are made of.
I will say, the game that we were at was a little lopsided over there at Montana Tech, but I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get a good one here today, fellas.
Can the Orediggers go 2-0 on our trip out west? This is a look now at Marv K Stadium here. Check out the mountains and the scenic backdrop that we will have available to us throughout the entire course of the show. And talking about that show, guys, let's preview some of the segments of what we've got going on in the first hour here. Of course, we're going to dive into this matchup, and then we get right into a featured game, a Chi-Town showdown, if you will. Roosevelt and Chicago State kicking things off here in 2026. Bob Stitt, the head coach of the Orediggers, he joins us live on set at 9:20. We'll jump into some D2 game previews and then be joined by his counterpart today, Arn Ferguson from Western Oregon. NAI game previews later. We get into the Mines team morale. I think you guys saw on social, I was cooped up with Ella here on the field. That was phenomenal.
Adorable.
She might come join us later on, which would be, that would be just awesome. And as we keep going on through the show today into hour two, you'll notice we got another guest, guys, Danielle Harris. She is going to be joining us on the set live, the new RMAC commissioner. We are so excited to have Danielle join us here at the set. More D2 game previews. Seth, you're going to go back out with the gimbal again today?
We're going back on the street, fellas. We're going back on the street. We a little impromptu the last time we let it rip, but this time, well, maybe we'll be a little bit more ahead of schedule on this.
Okay. And you know what? Today we actually don't have a tent to blow away.
Right, exactly.
So we're already off to a really good. We're off to a very, very good start. And continuing on in hour two, we'll go into the Orediggers belly flops. And I think one of the crew may have even tried it out for himself. But as we continue moving on, the Eddie Tap Room and Hotel they're going to bring in some hot wings. We're going to do hot takes and hot wings live at the desk. And Mike told me that's going to be a personal favorite of his.
I don't know about that. Not looking forward to it. Gonna have to get through. It's gonna be a long segment for me. Hopefully the camera stays a little over this way.
Oh my goodness, man. Closing out hour two, of course, we're gonna stick right with you after the NAI game preview. Schultz versus the spread. You get one more look there at Alumni Field, and then we close out the show, gentlemen, with some more great content. The Rocks' wild finish, a Thursday night recap from Slippery Rocks. Overtime win over the Bulldogs at Minnesota Duluth. Small school going viral on social media, giving some props there. We got a big time NAI rivalry. Our difference makers for the game, of course. And then, boys, it's time for game picks and kickoff at noon Mountain Time. What a slate.
Who's leading picks right now, fellas? Do we know?
We actually have not totally kept track of that.
Well, actually, I did some math on that, and we've got a tie at the top. Kobe and Seth are tied at the top.
That's how we do it, baby.
Let's go.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Let's go, baby. I think Jabo did make one pick. I don't know if you did the math on that.
Who was it? Who was Jabo?
Can we get a Jabo check
I don't know if
early?
I can remember that one.
No.
We
Big
might.
Screen jitters.
We might be able to get one check.
What's up, boy?
We can hear you. We can't see
We
you.
want to see the lettuce.
Yeah.
Keep selling the bag.
Let's go.
I checked. I am 0 for 1.
Oh,
so
no.
All right.
That's a bummer.
That is brutal. That is brutal.
Wait, who was the pick?
I'm trying to remember.
I can't.
It was Taylor.
Taylor. Classic
Same mistake
Taylor.
there, yeah.
Classic Taylor mix-up here.
You don't want to bet on Tailors. That's
you
just not always the
I
smart
did
move.
bet on Taylor, I believe. No.
Not actually bet. Let's clarify.
Oh, 1-800-GAMBLE if you have a problem.
Yes, exactly. No betting. No betting.
We do not bet on this show.
Let's talk about this matchup. Wolves and Orediggers going to be doing battle here very shortly. A big-time matchup. You alluded to it, over there, that the Wolves, top 25 team coming in, Mines, receiving votes, maybe not getting the national love that some would expect if you know the Mines, what they've done in the last decade. This program has been phenomenal to watch. They made some runs at a national championship, trying to finish the mission just like our other friends over at Montana Tech. And let's talk about this Colorado Mines team starting down the track of the 2026 season. This train, it's starting to pick up some real momentum in Golden, Colorado, fellas. And it all starts with Bob Stitt. Returns to what he called the best job in D2 football, and Golden, Colorado is ready for the winningest coach in program history to take up the reins once again. The player he's been impressed with, his quarterback, Joseph Capra. He told us Capra would have started for him at FCS Montana. He hasn't seen a quarterback pick up his system as quickly as number 12. Joining him in the offensive backfield, Max Barnes, Brandon Tate, are back to once again terrorize the RMAC this fall season. In the trenches, it's D lineman Joey Beckner. He's back after missing 2025 due to injury. He's a force when healthy on that defensive front, boys. And this team, they weren't far from their goals last year, but one-score games did not go the way of the Orediggers. Something they have to improve on in 2026, their mental toughness, says Coach. 5-4 inside of the conference, that's not what we've come to associate with Mines football. All signs are pointing towards a resurgence here in Golden for a team that's made it to the national championship game 2 times in the last 4 seasons, with lots of playoff wins and hardware in that span. And whether it's on the field or off of it, we cannot wait to see what this team in action. And it all starts today in a massive Week 0 showdown at Marv K Stadium.
That was sick, Kobe, by the way. That was absolutely sick.
I'm not going to lie, that might have been my cleanest read
It
yet.
was.
Let's go.
It was very nice. It was very nice. It was very nice.
No, my goodness.
This game is interesting because, like you said, what we've grown to know with Colorado Mines is a team that's playing for national championships, and when they are not, it feels like I don't want to say a complete failure, but like it feels wrong to not have Colorado Mines in that national discussion. But I would ask Antonio, man, what do you think about this game so far?
I think it's going to come down to very simply, can Mines stop people? I don't think you ever worry about these guys scoring, under Coach Stitt,
sure.
before Coach Stitt.
Correct.
The previous head coaches, they're going to score the ball, especially with a guy like Capra. Can they stop people? Can they stop the run this year? What's that secondary looking like? It all remains to be seen. I know it's going to be an exciting, super fun game here in Golden. Just the environment's going to be amazing. Western Oregon, they're going to be treated to just a special time getting to play here on this field.
This will be the first ever Week 0 game for Colorado School of Mines after Division II implemented that in 2024. And Mike, this offensive backfield for Western Oregon, that's probably going to be the topic of conversation today, I think.
Well, it has to be. And Antonio said it. If Colorado Mines is going to be susceptible to big explosive plays on the ground, then Western Oregon, it's their job to expose that. And they got a quarterback who's really sneaky, crafty type of guy. So if they can get him going along with the elite backfield they got, it could be a long day for Mines. And I don't want to see that personally. I want a really good game because last small school Saturday or Thursday wasn't exactly too competitive.
What happened 2 small school Saturdays ago?
That's a great question.
River Falls won the national championship.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was a close game. I could go for another game like that.
That was a good one.
If this lives up to that level, we would be in a great spot. And I'm excited to see number 12 under center today for the Orediggers. To me, Capra's a guy that, of course, we tried to get Matoka. We were pretty close to getting him today. Yeah. Unfortunately, not going to make that happen. He's out of town. But when you look at this guy under center, this is the epitome of a Mines quarterback. He might not look like a bruiser showing up under center, but you talk about the brain and the head on his shoulders and the way that Coach Stitt talks about him. He has picked up his system, which, from what we've come to understand, might be pretty complex, guys. He's picked that up so fast. And the way that he's able to command this offense heading into another year, leading that side of the ball, I'm excited to see how crafty he is today, because we've seen from some Mines quarterbacks of old, and some of them have been more physically gifted than others, the way that he utilizes the guys around him in those pieces is phenomenal.
I think the thing about Mines that reminds me of the D3 world a little bit is Johns Hopkins, because it's a really good institution. You gotta be a brainiac to get in here. And so naturally every year it feels like Johns Hopkins always has an elite quarterback.
Always.
And then when you look at Colorado Mines, it feels like they always got a really good ball player under center for these guys.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. I'm excited to see both of those. You talk about the coaches leading both of these squads. Right now, there are 17 active D2 coaches with 100-plus wins across the entire country. Today, 2 of them will face off this weekend. Bob Stitt, 136 wins. Coach Ferguson, 117, all of those at Western Oregon. It will be the only matchup of 100-win coaches across the entire country in Division II football. How about that?
These guys are loyal. They're loyal to their program.
Awesome.
They get where they are, and they don't want to leave. And they got family, they got ties, deep roots in their programs. This is a really special thing. In small school football, everyone wants to move up, chase the next level.
Yeah.
These two guys, they love where they're at.
They did it and came back, right?
Yes.
That's a
Fellas,
really unique thing.
That's the thing that has blown me away so far is the two places we went on this out west trip. Like, I'll go around the downtown and we go experience it. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to leave? Like, why wouldn't you want to leave? And why wouldn't you want to come back if you're a guy like Coach Stitt?
No, totally understand. We walked out here, AC. Can I call you AC? Okay.
Of course.
AC, we walk out here. You're walking over by the end zone. You're like, man, I remember having my first pick right here, man. What do you remember about playing in this setup?
So we played them in 2016. They were ranked around 10th at the time.
Yeah.
They're driving on us right before halftime. They actually had a Harlan Hill winning quarterback at the time, Justin Dvorak.
Right?
Yeah, it was a play pretty similar to Matoka. That ability to extend plays and let receivers get open and plaster. One of those situations, he threw one up. I happened to catch it right at the E right there. So
hey, I got it right there. You can see
got
it.
a lot of good
You can see it.
memories
And
here.
we don't have a tent today, so we can just pan it right over. Point it out where that was, AC.
It was right there on that E, right?
Yes,
there. I came out here. I thought I was going to house it for like the
Did you
100
really?
yards, but I ended up
You got
getting
hawked?
tapoed about like no, I didn't get hawked now.
Okay.
Let it be known, let me know.
No. There was traffic, and I got caught up in the traffic.
I hear you, man. I hear you. That is awesome. And some big-time games that have gone down here. We're going to switch gears here a little bit and talk about a big-time game going on and the rest of the scene of kind of as it pertains to D2 football. We'll talk about a Chi-Town showdown here. Roosevelt going and playing Chicago State. And for those not familiar, Roosevelt, former NAI program that makes the jump, gets accepted into the GLIAC, a very prominent Division II conference. They've struggled to catch on there. The Lakers have. This is an opportunity for them to really prove themselves coming into 2026. Chicago State, upstart D1 football program, FCS program, near the heart of Chicago. You see they kick it off today. Chicago's only D2 and D1 football programs, respectfully. This is the Cougars' inaugural game for their program, coached by Bobby Rome, who we've had on the podcast when he was at Florida Memorial. This is the second game versus a D1 school for the Lakers. I believe the last one was a game against Valpo. That was pretty competitive, boys.
I would say like a D1 startup, and maybe it is a hot take, but I think a D1 startup might be a tad easier to build because you have the potentially the resources and the scholarships, and I don't know what the NIL fund looks like over there. It's probably not a lot, but I think it might be a little bit easier than maybe starting a D3 or D2, but I could be wrong. But yeah, it's like a struggling GLIAC school versus a Division I school who's an upstart. Like, I actually think this might be a really good game, fellas.
Yeah,
It's a fun matchup, and they're playing at SeatGeek Stadium.
Yeah,
They're
that was an
they're
interesting
playing in the
poll.
home of the Chicago Fire FC. I don't know how big a soccer
And-
fans you are, but
Who else plays there, Mike?
how about the Chicago Hounds of the Major League Rugby unit or whatever we
What?
got going on there?
That's incredible. I'll be the last person to talk about rugby. What's like the pitch? They call it a pitch in rugby?
I think so.
I think it's pitch, everything other than like American sports.
Yeah, that's
maybe,
actually that
potentially.
sounds about right. It's
They didn't
metric.
even
That's
call it-
metric imperial.
Yeah.
Type. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. That's gonna be.
We did not go to school here, so we don't
No.
know all the
Yeah,
measurements.
we don't fit in quite. This is a little bit our
No,
level.
I
here.
mean, yeah, realistically, like Roosevelt has a very real chance. Not to cut a promo necessarily here for the Lakers, but this is a way to really kickstart 2026 for you. And not only that, I think you're looking for a way to cement yourself at the Division II level. Yes, is Chicago State going to be a struggling program that might be limping through the first part of the season? I think that's very, very likely. There was a lot of, let's say, lack of information. There was a lack of information about what this program had in store, their roster, their personnel. Roosevelt has a real chance, whether this is a top level or bottom level Division I team, to beat that brand and that label of D1. I think that's huge.
I think that's the trend right now too. Like if you saw
Oh,
on
yeah.
Thursday night, we had a lot of smaller level schools.
Who was
coming
that?
Up.
I'm forgetting.
The Hard Rockers.
It was.
The South Dakota Mines
It
went up to Drake.
was.
Won a really close
Oh
one.
my gosh!
There were
how
a
could
few
I
more. I think that's the trend right now, and hopefully Roosevelt can keep it going for us small school guys.
I certainly think they will, man. I think they have a very good chance
No
at
comment.
doing that. Let's talk about the coach that will be leading this team here today, guys. Bob Stitt, of course, we've talked about him quite a bit. This is a guy that making the return to Golden is something that he told us in the production meeting. This is not the same job that I left. So much has changed around this athletic department, around the program, and around the conference in the country. He says this is the best job in Division II football. Why do you think that is?
I mean, honestly, look, it doesn't take much to
Yeah, that's
recruit to
fair.
this place.
That's
like
fair.
that is my that would be now again, not to cut a promo, but that would be my pitch is like You walk downtown Golden, you go through the field and facilities, you make the drive in here, you look at, like, that's the biggest thing for me is the recruiting standpoint, not to mention the facilities, the history of the program. I just think from a coaching perspective, when you can recruit guys that want to come down here and play ball in a place like this, I think it's hard. That when I think about best jobs, I think about can you recruit to this place without a ton of extra things that you have to do to get guys to come to school here.
The winningest coach in the history of Mines football. His second stint, 108 wins over 15 seasons, dating back to 2000. He's already been inducted into the Colorado Mines Hall of Fame. He's got unfinished business.
Unfinished business is right.
I love that.
I went ahead and actually texted a source, at,
Says-
a coach at a program that's a borderline top 25 program and a really good conference. I said, hey, what do you think the best job in Division II football is? Unprompted, you didn't know where we were going, anything that's going on. He said Colorado School of Mines.
Really?
He's no affiliation with this program, so it's known across the country. This is one of the best places to be. That's why he's here, and that's why he came back.
Yeah. Certainly feels like that, man. And you talk about Stitt a little bit more. We go in depth here. He loves this place and this team. He says, there's no doubt in my mind that it's the best job in D2 football. Before he took over, Mines had only one winning season in 2 decades. Now, we've seen what they've done in the last couple of decades. Before the original stint, if I can say it like that, there was not a lot of success happening out here in Golden. He took over and changed that program. The Orediggers, they've now compiled 17 consecutive winning seasons here out of Marv K and other places, of course, with every year since 2013 resulting in 7 wins or more.
Man, and I think it's about time to bring him on here, Kobe. I'm excited to.
It sounds like we might be ready to go. Help us welcome to the stage the head coach. Time to now, Bob Stitt, joining the program live. Coach, what's going on, man? Get skinny behind the desk here, sir. Appreciate you.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, nah, you got it. You got it.
Good to see you.
Dude, how are you? Good to see you.
Oh my goodness.
We'll try to make sure you don't completely fall off the desk here.
You got it. You got it, Coach.
That
Thank
is
you
for
so
you.
much for making a little bit of time with us today. We are excited to get out here in Golden and to get chatting with you
There we go.
about this program. Hey, tight quarters
We
up here.
appreciate you squeezing in.
We
with
pack
us.
it in.
Does this
Do
feel
I
like
need this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, we
Absolutely.
do.
You feel like you're on the sideline yet?
Excuse me?
Oh, there we go.
All right. There we go.
You feel like you're on the sideline yet? You got the headset up and everything?
Yeah. It's it feels good. It always feels good to have a headset on.
I like that. I'm gonna get this away from you just a little bit there. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
did it.
Beauty,
There we go.
beauty. That's good. Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you being here so much. And you talk about this program, this place. I don't know if we could have gotten a better weather day so far. I mean, we can knock on everything. What do you expect from this crowd and this environment tonight? I know you being back and this home opener has to mean so many things to you on different levels.
I expect it to be a crazy environment.
sir.
This place is one of the best in small college football. You know, it's a lot of fun, and our fans do a great job. You know, I hope it gets a little hotter.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
we got.
Oh,
you know, I'd
really?
like it to get a little higher. Our altitude will help, and a little heat will help. You know, we love to have the Flatlanders come in here and play us.
I
And,
like that.
Yes.
But I expect it to be a great game. You know, and I love playing quality opponents early.
Yeah.
It makes us better, gets us ready for the conference, and so I'm very excited to see what we can do.
We've been talking a lot about Capra to start things off here, and you told us the brain on this kid is something that has been very impressive, picking up your system. You look at him now coming into this year. What can you say about his development, his play style, and his personality? Because you've obviously spoken very glowingly about him so far.
He's one of the best I've ever had, and he can process information like nobody.
Yeah.
And he kind of pulls stuff out of his brain that I'm like, how did you do that? And so he's developed physically. He's gained probably 15 pounds from last
Really?
year, but kept his speed.
Wow.
He's one of the
That's
fastest
huge.
kids on our team. So, you want to try to sit back and stop our pass. He's going to take off on you and probably hurt you with his legs. But
Love that.
what I really appreciate is his leadership has come up way up. And he's a quiet guy. And he's kind of the silent assassin, when it comes to quarterbacking. But he's really come on as far as a leader of our football team. And he was voted captain last year as a sophomore at the end of the season. And we do it a little different. We have captains every week. And if you make captain every week, one of the weeks, you're on the ballot at the end.
Okay.
And he made captain at the
Really?
end
Oh,
when
interesting.
the
I like
players
that.
voted it.
I really like that.
I got that from Coach Gundy when I was at Oklahoma State, and we wanted to make sure that the best leaders were the captains at the end. So every week, who's playing the best, who's leading the best are going to be the next guys.
Yeah.
And then we vote at the end.
Before I kick it to these guys, I had one more for you. We're talking about Dvorak and Matoka, and Capra has a chance to be a part of a great lineage here with this program. If you had to give me a single word kind of adjective of what you think you have to associate with the man playing quarterback for Mines football, what do you think that trait or that word is that all of those guys embody?
Competitive.
There you go.
You know, and you can't forget Chad Freehoff. He's the one that started it
There you
all.
go. Great
You
point.
know,
Yep.
the first Harlan Hill that we had
Yes.
and set the D2 record for total offense. and he was a true senior. He didn't redshirt either.
Really?
You know, so nowadays, he might have had 20,000 yards passing playing for 6 years.
You're right. You're right. Seth, what do you got for Coach?
Coach, I spent a little time in downtown Golden last night, and I'm like, man, I get why Coach Stitt came back. And I'm just curious from the recruiting standpoint, do you feel like you do have the best job in the country? Because this, like, I'm thinking about if I was the head coach here, I'm like, man, I wouldn't. This place sells itself. You talk about the facilities, you talk about downtown, you talk about everything that Colorado has as a whole. What is it like recruiting to a place like this?
It's a lot easier than it used to be, and we actually show the recruits our facilities now. And when we brought them on campus, we kept them so busy, and we kept them downtown or in a student center, and they never got to see the stadium. They never got to see the locker room. They continued to ask, and then we would drive them up on the mountain, we went to Buffalo Bill's grave, and they'd look down.
No
we'd
way.
get them out, and I'd say, "There's the stadium." And that's all that they got to see. Now,
You're joking.
the first thing we do is take them in our football facility, which this is a great stadium, but you go in our building, that's an FBS football facility.
I believe it.
And,
Top of that mountain. You take them right up there by the M up there?
yeah, we took them up. You can go farther. Buffalo Bill's grave is up there, and there's a gift shop, and we take our recruits up there.
Okay,
So that's part of the recruiting. But you take world-class education, championship football, and Golden, Colorado, you can't beat it.
Love it, man. Mike?
So, Coach, during our production meeting, you had one of my favorite quotes I think I've heard in quite a while. You said you are running this program like it's 2001. Outside of no music at practice, which I heard about, what else does that entail, 2001? What else does that mean?
Yeah, it's just getting back to football, the nuts and bolts of football, and playing because you love football, not because of what football does for you or how many people are in the stands. I think I said to you guys that I want guys that would play ball if we were playing in a gravel pit. Some kids want all the fluff. I want old school tough guys, and I think that we accomplished that over the past off season.
Love that. AC?
Coach, I just want you to just speak to just how special it is, all of the players on your team, all these athletes, the grind that they have to put in to be the students, like to be an engineer student. Like, obviously, I played at Mesa. I didn't get recruited to Mines. What does it take to be a high-level student and football player here at Colorado School of Mines?
Yeah, you got to be a math and science guy, and you don't have to love it. You just got to be able to do it. And so these guys, the type of kids that we're recruiting, have been the best at what they do for their whole life. When they walk in a room, they're looking around trying to see who do I have to beat to be the best. And so we recruit all those guys in that are overachievers, and you put them in one locker room, then everybody's level goes up higher than they ever thought they could get out of their body and their DNA. So it's a special group of guys, and I tell recruits, and how many coaches can sit you down and say, if you exhaust your eligibility playing for me, you're going to be a millionaire. And that's the truth.
That's the
Yeah,
recruiting
that's a
pitch.
pitch. And I remember
That's the
seeing
pitch
just the
right
wide receiver room, right? I know that there's obviously across the entire roster. I remember seeing a graphic about that wide receiver room, what those guys do on after college, and they're doing just fine, right? But you talk about that development. You guys are very big on developing high school talent. This is not a transfer-heavy program, but what you have developed is kind of a pipeline from these Ivy League guys to come over here and finish out their eligibility with Mines. How has that come to fruition, and what is it about those guys, their traits, and their makeup that makes them a great fit for Orediggers football?
Well, I think they're exactly what we've been recruiting.
Yeah.
And I coached at Harvard back in the day in the late 90s, and these kids come in and they don't skip a beat.
Yeah.
When they transfer in. Some kids, it might take them a while to get used to what's going on. This is just like Yale, Harvard, Princeton, so the kids in the Ivy League, they only get 4 years to go to school and play.
Yes.
So they have to transfer. I want guys that have to transfer, because of that reason, not for other reasons. You got some baggage sometimes when you take transfers. You don't really know why they're transferring. That these kids just want to play ball, and they want to get a master's degree or a certificate from here that they can put on their resume, and this means a lot.
I love that. Mike, got one more for him?
Yeah, Coach, shifting to Western Oregon here, what are some challenges that you're expecting from their quarterback, Jordan McCarty? Good player.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player, and you got to be able to tackle. We got to get a lot of guys around him, and we got they're a one-dimensional team, so to speak. Love to run the ball. That +1 run is very difficult to game plan for, but we got to make them one-dimensional, make them throw the ball, and Coach McLaughlin was a good one, as far as last year. He was second in the country against the run. We struggled last year against the run. So we got to get that done. If we want to win the game, we got to slow them down.
Coach, take a look at this tailgate here as the Orediggers faithful start showing up. They're already hearing numbers, man. What is the expectation from this group? I think this place is going to get very live very soon, Coach. I
expect to sell out. It's going to be about 8 deep on the concourse. I get excited every time we have a home game. We've averaged over capacity for home games for the last 7 years.
Come on.
So our people come out.
I mean, we got hours until kickoff here, and these guys are already showing up and showing out. Coach, you guys got anything else for them, or else we can get them out of here?
No, one thing I am curious about, because you say you run a program like it's 2001, and you say you want to get back to just football, and we don't have to dive into it too much, but the modern college football landscape with NIL and all the transfer madness, and now the 5 for 5 basically in August, trying to figure all that out. What is the communication to those guys about, like, hey, like, you're getting an opportunity unlike anybody else to come to school here, but what is your kind of take on kind of how modern college football is operated versus how you want to actually operate a football program, if that makes sense?
Well, I think college football, the way it is, has stolen something from college football players, and that they're never going to know what it's like to have your best friend next to you. And, I tell our kids all the time, when you stand up and your knees are shaking and you're getting married, you're going to look to your right and all your guys are going to be there. They're going to be all football players from Colorado School of Mines, and when you come back for homecoming, you've got a place to come to. Some of these kids, they don't know who they are. They don't know where to go someday, and they've stolen that. Division I football, you don't get to sit on a bus trip for 6 or 7 years and talk to your friends.
On.
How many kids talk to each other? They're always in their phones.
Hey, headphones in, get on the plane.
Yep. And so I just feel like they're getting that old school experience that I got as a player, and a lot of guys they cherish it. That's what they think about. When I talk to old players, what do you think about? Oh, that bus trip to Western New Mexico.
Yes.
Yes. And so our guys are getting that, and I don't think a lot of programs can give their players what we do.
You are the man, Coach.
Woo! Thank you.
Cut a little promo for me, Coach. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Head coach of Colorado Mines, the Orediggers, Coach Bob Stitt. Let's hear it for him. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
We appreciate you. And Seth, I can only help but notice here as we go through, Allie is wondering if your hat potentially got bigger from last show to now.
We may or may not have upgraded to a bigger hat.
What isn't that? There's what movie is that where it cuts every time?
Movie?
It is.
Yeah. No, I think next week, potentially where we're at, it might just cover the entire desk. We won't get a tent. We didn't get our tent today, but it might cover the entire desk.
Yeah, we're straight in the sun today, but I think that is kind of embracing what this place is about, right? Golden, Colorado has been fantastic to us so far. We have so much more in store for you. Let's get into some D2 game previews. And kicking it off, fellas, let's go to the MIAA and the Lone Star Conference. Northwest Missouri State, Texas A&M Kingsville. This is a big-time matchup for two programs obviously vying that, Northwest, they have a really good seat at the top of the MIAA right now, so it would seem. Kingsville kind of needs to bounce back this year. What can you tell me about the Bearcats first?
Well, 9-3 last year, 8-1 in the MIAA, and you think, like, what is this team going to look like with a new head coach? And they simply won the most difficult Division II league in the entire country. I'm just going to say what it is. Like, it's the MIAA is so difficult, but now Northwest has produced 30 consecutive winning seasons. The longest active streak in Division II. Now, here's the question with Northwest. Are we national championship Northwest back, or are we simply where we are 9-3 losing the playoffs Northwest back? So I think that is the question for me. How back is Northwest going to be this season?
No, that's a great question. Look on the other side of the ball, man. Texas A&M Kingsville, I feel like boasted a great defense for a lot of years, but Antonio, can they bring it back?
I mean, that remains to be seen. They've been kind of a middle-of-the-pack LSE squad for the past few years, but this is an LSE squad. They're going to have talent. They're going to be fast. Can they strike lightning in a bottle and beat a team like Northwest Mizzou? If they can, I can only imagine the momentum it's going to give them heading into conference play and whatnot the rest of the season.
No, you're absolutely right. We've had the chance to have, I know we had Coach Bish on the show, the DC down there and some of those guys. Could any of you tell me what a javelina is right now on set? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Some sort of wolf?
Come on now.
No, come on, guys. What are we doing?
Is it similar to a chupacabra?
It's like a little like warthog, basically. And they have you go into the building, you go into the facility down there at Kingsville. They've got a stuffed one. It's like a taxidermy one in a trophy case. Phenomenal, right? That's got to be first stop on the recruit visit, I think. But no, big time matchup down there. Love the folks down there. Glad that we've had them on the show. Let's shift gears now, talking some HBCU football, man. Kentucky State, the Thoroughbreds, they were the topic of a lot of conversation in 2025. One, because they flat out ran the table. They did a really great job, and then they caught some flack. Remember that Delta State kind of ordeal into the playoffs, and they kind of backed in by, the narrative was that they backed out of it. Didn't really seem to be exactly how it went down, but that is in the past. Today, they've got Central State, and Kentucky State comes in with a lot of promise in 2026. Mike, what can you tell me about the Thoroughbreds?
Yeah, so obviously historic 2025 season, first ever playoff berth. I think a storyline here is there a little playoff berth, historic season type of hangover? Is there a hangover that's going to linger into the season? You come in all macho and think that, you are the best, the highest on the block. Well, their head coach, Felton Huggins Jr., he had one of my favorite quotes I've seen in a long time. He said, quote, "We understand now we aren't the hunters anymore. We are the hunted."
Ooh,
well, I'll tell you what, road wins are tough, especially when you're being hunted. This was a 10-point game last year. I wonder how that's going to be at home now that they're being hunted down by Central State there, Kobe.
They are going to be doing the hunting. This is a Central State team that went out and added about 20 players, more than that even, inside of the trenches. They're trying to bolster both the offensive and defensive line. The coaching staff over there has identified that as maybe not a weak point, but as a place of emphasis and a point of emphasis for this Central State squad. You look at their quarterback, Mo Williams. He was the 7th-ranked quarterback in junior college in the country. That's a newcomer on the offensive side of the ball that should make a splash should he see the first snaps here against the Thoroughbreds later on today. Actually got a DM from one of the guys on the coaching staff. I believe it was Coach James over there at Central State. They were tuned into the show yesterday, said, "Hey, keep up the great work, fellas. Saw you persevered through a lot." Shout out to you guys. I appreciate that. Appreciate those guys reaching out. But you look at what did they miss from last year? Their defensive leader, Dominique Davis, this year, no longer with the program. That's going to be a big loss. That's kind of the heart and soul of that unit defensively for this Marauder squad. Talk about a mascot matchup. We have Thoroughbreds and Marauders doing battle on a Saturday
Deep cuts
Saturday
right
afternoon.
Nothing traditional about it. No tigers, no lions.
Nothing.
I love it.
This is a team that last year was 10th place in the SIAC. It's not acceptable. I mean, that's downright not acceptable for this program, and what that defense is trying to accomplish, I think, is going to be very, very interesting heading into this afternoon. But we can switch over. Antonio, going back to you, we're talking Washburn and Truman State, my guy.
Washburn, kind of bottom of the pack of the MIAA, but the MIAA, a very, very competitive conference in D2 football, if you know D2 football. So they're trying to, bridge that gap, get into a more competitive place. They do have a Colorado kid at quarterback in Logan Madden, so, I really like that a lot myself. Yeah. They came down here. They played last year. They played at Mines in what turned out to be like an 8-hour game because of lightning delays and whatnot. So I'm not going to act like I'm super, super familiar with the Ichabods, but I think that I know that they can score points. Like I said, I know that they have a good offense and whatnot. But like I said, they might be up against it against Truman State if Truman's the Truman that I usually remember.
I get that. Did you see? I don't have it. Wish I had like the image pulled up here. Ichabods have some beautiful new turf down there. That looked phenomenal. Like the details, you've got that mascot, like the top hat. Mm-hmm. I mean, I couldn't tell you what an Ichabod is,
I don't know,
if we're being honest. He's got like
is.
top hat and a cane and kind of like monocle type, and he's etched into the turf. And then they have like really cool like skyline, other features. Check it out. I'm just saying, I should have pulled the visual.
Is it similar to Mr. Monopoly?
Actually, kind of has a skinnier
Am
Monopoly.
And we're close. Okay.
Kind of has a skinnier Monopoly man type of vibe to him. Yes, but tell me about the other side of the ball, Mike.
Well, it all starts with their head coach, Kellen Nesbitt. He's in his 3rd season. Last year, he was the GLVC Coach of the Year. Yeah. He's back. That was an 8-4 season. That was their first playoff berth in 30 years. So similar to Kentucky State, which we talked about, is there going to be any hangover from that? Well, last year, Washburn really laid it on them, and this is my main concern. I think it's really the main storyline going into this game. Yeah. Is Washburn's passing attack went for 350 yards, and get this, they converted all of their 21 first downs were through the air. Not a single first down on the ground. Not a 3rd and 1 QB sneak. Nothing. All through the air, and that was a 3-point Washburn win. So if they want to flip this result, they got to find a way to get their secondary into gear and get back to the top of the GLVC again this year.
I won't lie to you. I think Truman has a lot to prove for me. And it's kind of crazy to say that for a team that was in the national playoff just a year ago, right? With the changes in regionalization and what we've seen in the super regions being shuffled around, that they've always kind of had the same argument for me as that UIndy team, right? That we've seen do really well in the regular season, and then they just get matched up in a gauntlet in Super Region 3, or what was Super Region 3 before the shuffling. And Truman, yes, coming off of a playoff year, the Bulldogs have a lot to prove to me because they did not show well against GLVC foe. Now going to be over to the GMAC eventually, UIndy in the playoffs last year.
Well, Kobe, one of the interesting things about this show now is we got games that were played last night and the night before.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm thinking about D2 football, and I'm just like, I mean, whatever. Ferris is just going to win the whole thing because it's there.
Gosh. Hey,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just
Don't put that out there. You never
goodness
know.
gracious. Like, they just absolutely thrashed Pitt State, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I know we're talking games that are about to happen, but I think I'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention the absolute bloodbath that was Pitt State. And it's like, man, if that's the number, I think 5 team in the country,
Yes, in their own barn,
in their own barn with a kick, with a kick, a blocked kick for a touchdown, like. Again, I think we might just be living in Ferris's world. Harding, please, for the love of God, let's
we got some other ones. I know Witt was down there. Mankato had a big time showing at Mason.
They look good.
Give me the takeaways from some of the week 0 action we've seen so far, AC.
So Mankato looked amazing, like they always do. Just play sound, physical, mean football, take you in the back alley.
That travels, right? That travels.
That travels everywhere. CSU Pueblo, they took it to Central Missouri in a big time fashion. They kind of got punched first. Central Missouri came out, punched them first.
It was a game at half.
But they showed that they can handle some adversity and punch back. We already mentioned all the D2s beating D1s. That was big. Northeastern State.
Holy.
What a deal, man. What a deal.
They got a shutout and
Riverhawks,
scored 50 points on Delta State. On the
Riverhawks and Coach Chev said, hold my beer. 55. I saw that, and I saw the post-game interview with Coach Chev, who we've had on the show, and fantastic individual. And I know the guy interviewing him said in it, I'm saying it, I was shocked. And I know Coach wasn't shocked because you have that belief inside of that locker room.
Yep.
I'll tell you right now, Northeastern State, I was shocked, and in a very, very good way. You do not go and blank a team like Delta State and, not surprise some people. That was fantastic. And now you talk about a team, it's only going to get harder and harder to find a schedule as an independent if you're going to go here and lay belt on some really good programs in week 0.
I think they have a shot against Northern Colorado. That's a hot
take.
The hot takes are later.
Save it.
In that game.
We'll even talk about, even the game at Slippery Rock yesterday was an unbelievable.
We'll get there.
Double
Don't hold on to that one.
All
We have a segment dedicated to the Rock later on, but stick around with us. Once again, you are looking at the tailgate setup here. Of course, as Coach leaves, we got some people fanning out. This is the tailgate lot here at Alumni Field at Marv K Stadium in Golden, Colorado. What a fantastic setup and host site for Small School Saturday as we await kickoff here. A noon kick Mountain Time heading forward into Small School Saturday. Stick around on the other side of the break. We're chatting about Western Oregon's new uniforms, and then we'll be visited by the head man himself, Coach Ferguson. Stick around, all of that and more after the break. We are back. Small School Saturday, taking a look down at Marv K Stadium and Alumni Field here in Golden, Colorado. Joining us now at the desk, the head coach of the Wolves from Western Oregon. It's Arn Ferguson. Coach.
How you doing?
We are so privileged to have you here on set with us. We are pumped to get you here. I know this is going to be a big-time matchup, obviously a hostile environment, but you said, man, it's a short trip for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Compared to what you guys usually have going on. The team from Oregon playing in the Lone Star Conference. How do you reconcile that?
There's only 2 teams in the West.
Right?
So
You guys in Central Wash.
yeah, so it's an opportunity for us to play real good football and come here, and we're lucky to have a home and home.
Yep.
With them, and so that's really nice to have them come back to us.
Yeah.
And anytime we can get an RMAC school and a Lone Star school together, it's always exciting.
I wanted to start with Land in the offensive backfield. 100 carries a year ago. He's a guy that obviously has become a focal point for this offense. How does that workload continue to increase this season, and how do you feel like you're going to utilize him today?
We're really fortunate. Land's an extremely good player, but we also have some guys behind him.
Yes, sir.
That we feel that can really help and keep him healthy. And honestly, there's 4 to 5 running backs that we feel like we can do some really good damage with.
You got a stable back there.
Yes.
I like
Real
the
nice.
sound of that, man.
Yeah.
Flip over to the other side of the ball for me. LJ and Nuwan, they seem to be your dudes
They
up
are.
front
Oh, yeah.
defensively,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Those are,
Yeah.
those are game wreckers. I've seen the tape. How can we expect them to cause havoc for Mines today, that offensive front?
Well, that's interesting because Mines, we played 6-7 years ago.
Yes.
They're extremely physical and well coached up front and smart. So we definitely have our hands full. We just wish we had like 4 more players like LJ and Nijon and to feel better about things. And we're fortunate Nijon to actually get some NFL looks. He's 240, 340, long arms, and we'll see what the future holds for him and go from there.
Love that.
Now, you get Antonio Simpson back. I believe he had an injury last season.
Yep.
He had 6 interceptions the year before. What is having a cornerback like for the defense this season?
Yeah, and Andrews really has developed. He has cat-like quickness.
Okay.
And to see him really develop and go through some hardships, it's kind of like what Division II I think is for. Give people opportunity to move forward in their life. Not everything's perfect. So he's taken advantage of that, and he's been playing extremely well for us. Obviously, 2 years ago was pretty elite, and we're hoping to get him back that way here pretty soon. So
Absolutely. AC, what do you got for Coach?
I saw a statistic, Coach, saying that your offensive line they're averaging 6'4" and 315 for the height weight.
Ooh.
What is it like just having those big bullies up front, and especially when you got a stable of backs like you told us? How much easier does it make calling offense when you got a big boy line like that?
Well, you got to look at the issue too. Colorado School of Mines, their defensive line is pretty big too. So let's not
be a war there today.
So let's not skew the issue a little bit. But we're fortunate to have a sophomore left tackle that's 6'7" and 340. And then a right tackle is super fast. So that's going to be, I think, if you want to look at what's going to determine the factor, is the O-line and D-line matchups back and forth.
Speaking of just Mines, too, in your matchup, do you battle these guys in recruiting? They seem to always have a really good receiver from the Pacific Northwest, like Max a couple years ago, Flynn Sheely, who's playing at Seattle. Do you actually battle with Coach Stitt in recruiting wars during the offseason?
Yeah.
So I'm a math major, but I wasn't super bright in math, so I had to work really hard. So if someone's truly going to be an engineer, this is the best school in the West.
There you
They
go.
play Division II. So that's why we tell them. Western Oregon doesn't have engineering. Obviously, Oregon State is elite. Portland State's really good. Obviously, Stanford, those are elite. But if you're going to play football, it's really hard to be an engineer and play Division I football. It's almost impossible, to be honest with you. So this, as you see, the Mines have Division I type players because of their academics.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Mike.
Yeah.
Coach, I want to go back to your quarterback here. I think a lot of people watching, they haven't necessarily seen Jordan McCarty in person or seen his play style. For everyone watching, what can you say about how he plays, what they're going to see on the field today, and just kind of the general vibe that he brings to your offense?
Jordan's a really comparable to Mines quarterback in the fact that they're really athletic and can run and really good throwers. So how that's going to hold out is, we run our quarterback probably a little bit more than Mines does. But he's really dynamic with the ball in his hands. And then we also have some quarterbacks that we're developing that maybe can throw add additional things too down the road.
I got you. Sure. And when it comes to scheduling, I saw last year you guys kind of got stuck with an FCS opponent, probably a little bit of an unfortunate situation, and it's probably nice to have a full D2 slate. What can you tell us about being up there in the Pacific Northwest and how tough it is to maybe get a full Division II slate up there going?
For us, honestly, we tried. I worked really hard the last couple of years to play Division I.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it really helps our players develop. But you got to understand the top 1, 2, or 3, and let's be honest. I mean, Mines was a playoff team last year.
Yep.
We lost in overtime with their head. They went to playoffs. We lost in the fourth quarter by 2 points that we were ahead of. Otherwise, we'd have been a playoff team. So the really good 1, 2, and 3 in the Lone Star and Armac are very comparable to the middle to lower end of the Big Sky.
Yeah.
So they have some more athletes. They're faster.
Yep.
But the physicalness and how you play football, that really gets us prepared for games like this.
You talk about the other side of the ball. We mentioned it earlier in the introduction and the preview. This is the only matchup in D2 football where both active head coaches have more than 100 wins under their belt. What is the level of respect for Coach Stitt and what he's accomplished now, of course, in the second stint at Mines?
Yeah. I think we played all the way back to the Rotary Bowl like 15, 16 years ago. So way back then. So tremendous respect. Their teams are always well coached, extremely smart. It's going to come down to today, obviously the O&D line matchups, but who's going to make the mistake that will beat themselves or who's going to keep going forward? That's ultimately, especially the first game, but 2 teams like this, we know we definitely have our hands full, and we got to play extremely smart football.
Love that. Anything else for Coach, guys? Love it. Thanks, Coach Ferguson from Western Oregon. Coach, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Any insight from me on what's going on with them?
You know, I think we're having some problems with the mics.
They said they wanted to score 1 more point than you did.
He did say something along those lines. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to watch this team and see what you guys put out in the field in 2026.
And I'm really excited for what you guys are doing for Division II.
Thank you, man.
Division II, people don't understand. It's a really good academic and athletic experience that you can't get when you go up. It's really hard to do both at a high level.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the sidelines, man, for game day.
Thanks,
yes, sir. Absolutely. Have a good one.
Bye.
Coach Ferguson from Western Oregon joining us here live on Small School Saturday. And, guys, as Coach departs here, we're going to stick talking about this Wolves team and more specifically maybe about the uniform of choice coming into today because we have to talk about the look for this Western team. Coach, thank you very much, man. Let's go and take a look at what Western Oregon will be sporting here this afternoon. 12 o'clock kick, the whiteout for the Wolves. These might be my favorite combo from this Western Oregon team. It's not exactly reinventing the wheel. I mean, it's a white uniform and a white helmet, but I love it.
You can never go wrong with Coke White.
No,
okay.
It's
just beautiful.
They're going to need it in the sun. They're going to need it in the sun today.
You can never go wrong with it. Hey, that's what we call Air Forces.
That's it?
Coke White.
In the Springs.
Coke White.
Hey, you can do a lot with your jersey and your pants, but when you can match the helmet to
and the face mask,
yeah, in the face, like when you can match everything, like nothing drives me more crazy like than when I see a team with a stripe down the middle and then the pants don't match and then the sleeves don't match. Like that's when you can match everything and get it like nice, like this is great.
Well, it's always the helmet. I feel like the helmet's always, you've got a blue team, the helmet's always it's either a matte blue or it's glossy. It doesn't quite match the jersey. I feel like it's just.
You want to talk about a matte blue helmet? We got a little.
Oh, that's
Gavin,
a good one.
If you can
I
give
mean, that
a little
one matches
close up on this guy, take a look at the mini Mines helmet we've got on set today. And once we get the close up there on Seth, you got to turn that around and show Blaster and the dynamite stick. That is in the back of this thing.
Dynamite's the coolest part.
That is one of the most unique helmet. Now this of course is the tiny one. Seth is not Shaquille O'Neal. This is a miniature helmet, but those regular size helmets have the same exact detail, and that dynamite on the back is incredible.
I guess on the regular ones, on the dynamite on the back too, they have like this skyline. Like it's super. Look.
No shot.
We got it.
We got the real
deal.
Look
at this. Put it on.
Hold on.
It's the skyline.
Here we go.
Coach Stitt, you need a corner. Coach Stitt need a corner. I'm ready to go.
I think Mike has the dot. I think he's got the dot. He's in your ear.
Put me in. All right, we got cover 3. This is 3rd and 10, cover 3
Look
call.
look at the stripe right here. You've got like a topographic map of this area right here with the park, and you can see the lines showing off the elevation. Yeah.
Oh,
These are awesome. These are
coach
incredible.
that just gave that is now regretting giving this to us.
Yeah. And I don't know, guys.
might not
if
get
I
this
can,
one back.
I don't know if I can find this on camera,
I
guys.
think that might
Let
be
me-
QB1's
Let me
helmet.
see if I can find this, guys. But I know off to the set here, you guys can see her. Do you guys see who's walking onto the field right now over here at Mines?
oh, is that Ella?
I think
that
we
the
have
director?
an Ella spotting. Ella, where is she on the camera? There she is. Look who it is. Ella is the golden retriever you see here in Marv K. She is the director of team morale for Colorado School of Mines. She is, I think, making her pregame rounds, guys. Is that what Ella's out there
She's
doing?
just checking in with everybody, making sure everybody's okay, everybody's good to go for kickoff. You don't want to be sad, but how could you be sad with that?
Can I get a look at this mic
Yes,
right here?
check it out.
Oh my goodness. So you've got this matte blue and of course the chrome blaster the burrow, and then there is your best look at that huge stick of dynamite with the pickaxe right there on the back. This is one of the best looks and one of the best helmets in all of college football. And look at this, Mike. I told you had the dot. You certainly had the dot to see to
I needed that. I need that. Come on, let me call the plays,
There
coach.
it is, man. We might have to pop this up right in the middle for a minute if they're going to let us hold
Oh,
on.
look
to
at the
this one,
detail
Seth.
in the stripe. Is that
Yes.
downtown gold there?
Yes.
I didn't see that the first
That
time.
is
And
phenomenal.
it's actually the downtown strip is the stick of dynamite. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Serious?
Like,
Yes.
it all connects. It is one thing here.
That is
It's awesome, dude. They switch the decals too throughout the season. Like sometimes it'll be an M, like Coach Groner. He's awesome. He really
Shout
does
out.
his thing.
Let's switch over now and talk some NAIA game previews so as we get out of the Division II realm just a little bit. This is the biggest one I think going
No
on
doubt.
today.
No
Benedictine,
question.
Morningside. This is a matchup that we are excited to talk about. Mike, you're going to start us off with the Ravens, who are without one of my personal favorites, Jackson Dooley, under center for that squad. What else do they have coming back for him in 26, though?
Well, that's obviously a huge loss. But the main part about this matchup, I think this is the fourth year of this matchup. The previous 3 years of this matchup have been decided by a total of 10 points. So you know when these two teams get together, it's going down to the wire. Maybe even 5 quarters to decide this thing. This thing could be an overtime type of game. Benedictine's won the last 2 in a row. But with Jackson Dooley gone, I got some serious question marks. Is how well do they fill that spot? Is the moment too big, right? Something we always talk about with game 1. The new guy under center, is that something that the lights are too bright? You never hope that could happen to a young guy there.
He's not the only one, Mike. You look at the clip here. That quarterback for Morningside no longer with that program as he moved on. Zach Chevalier, who was a stud for that Morningside program, no longer with the program. So they're going to have 2 new faces at quarterback, actually.
Well, no, the Chevalier.
Chevalier.
There
you
gosh,
go.
I
Gotcha,
was
man.
going
I
to
got
ask
you.
you,
I got
but
you.
probably a good thing that I did ask. But yeah, it's like, what are they going to be without Chevalier? But here's the thing. Drew Sellen. I don't necessarily think it matters who is playing quarterback for the Mustangs as long as you got Drew Sellen. He did enter the transfer portal. He was a guy we talked about on the national championship show.
Yes.
But he came back, right? He's coming back. 3,800 career receiving yards. He had 17 touchdowns in 2024, 18 in 2025. So, like I said, they got an absolute stallion up there in Sioux City. I'm excited to see what he can do. What's the quarterback situation look like? Don't really care. They got Drew Sellen coming back.
I like that. I like the confidence level there, keeping it going now. Let's go back out west, fellas. We were at Montana Tech, and the Orediggers, number 5 in the country heading into this week, and they probably will stay there, barring a crazy loss from one of those top 4 programs. There is one team in the Frontier Conference ranked ahead of Montana Tech right now. That would be the Yotes from College of Idaho, and there's a lot of things to be excited about for this Idaho team. We did just see some dominant Frontier play. These teams... they're going to be comparable, and they will meet. They play September 26th, Montana Tech and College of Idaho, but that's not who the Yotes have today. They're going up against Eastern Oregon, and they've got 6 players named to the VSN NAIA 99. Those are your preseason All-American teams from our good friend Jason Danley over there at Victory Sports Network. The junior running back, though, Riley Byington, he's the one I can't wait to watch again this fall. Having seen what he did production-wise last season, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns, they could win this game realistically by 40-plus points. I would not bat an
Come on,
eye.
Cole. Really?
I wouldn't
40?
bat an eye. The way
I
this
wouldn't
college,
either.
the
I
way
wouldn't
this
either.
College of Idaho team is structured and what they have coming back against an Eastern Oregon team that is, for lack of a better term, I will say has been incredibly inconsistent. Yotes could roll in a dominant
you
fashion
look at
today.
what a top
we're
5
We're
team.
not picking this one. We're not picking this
You
one.
looked
Give
at
me the
what
under.
you look at what a top 5 team did to a top 25 team
Yeah,
yesterday.
wow.
Think about what a top 4 team is going to do to a unranked team. Not to say you never know what's going to happen. Like you don't like the rankings are good. I think VSN does a great job. All the other publications do a great job, but you never know. But again, like we had a team ranked that was 8-1 last season get dusted. Like shutout yesterday. So I don't know.
No, you're certainly right. But What are redeeming qualities for this EOU squad? We did kind of drag them a little bit, but they still got to go out and play the game, and they're on their home field. That means something.
I just know, like these teams from the Pacific Northwest, they all kind of play the same way. They're gonna have some polys that are probably gonna be me.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna have some
Yes,
big
sir.
boys up
Some
front.
big old tats going right down the arm
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You see a poly
Could have a Haka
on
pregame.
defense you see a poly wearing the number 40s. Watch out.
Oh.
Watch out. But I'm not gonna act like I know their roster and their team well.
Sure,
but I just
sure.
know teams up there, they play tough ball. Like Central Washington, Western Oregon, all those teams kind of have the same identity. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's a fair description
Totally.
for Eastern, don't you think?
I
Cole?
think
that's
that's
a fair
pretty.
description.
I think
Dude, when
that's
you get
pretty
a
on the
couple
mark.
polys in the building, like
It
those guys are
changes.
mean and angry and awesome to be around.
If you guys take a look, we're talking about some of those teams out west. We've got one of those teams now getting warm here at Marv K Stadium. Western Oregon, the Wolves are out on Alumni Field getting ready for a 12 o'clock kick. Here we got a good look at the boys getting ready here in the end zone, the early stages of warm-ups. I think they're just admiring the view out there, getting a little stretching in.
This is not a bad place to play
No,
football
it is
game,
not.
fellas.
No, it is not. We'll keep things rolling here, though, guys. And the NAIA game previews. This time, though, we're going down south. We're getting out of the Pacific Northwest. This time, we're talking Faulkner and Southeastern. Again, could be seen as a little bit of a one-sided matchup, but I'm going right back to you for this Faulkner team, man. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I know you're not the NAI guy, and Faulkner is a team that I will say, like, inside of their conference has seen some success, but when you get out of conference, at least what we've seen from this program is they've struggled against top talent, and that's what SEU is down in Florida. I don't know if you've heard of those guys. They play some good ball down there.
I have heard of Southeastern.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're up against it, but they're having to go on the road. I mean, what do you have to lose? You
Yeah,
have
okay.
nothing to
Okay.
lose, you know, like you go out, you win this game.
We're cutting you into the locker room right now. Give them a pitch. What do you got to say to this squad, man?
You guys have nothing to lose. Go out there, play with your hair on fire. You get a couple turnovers. You never know how things may land. They may land in your way. So
You're certainly
best
right.
of luck.
They're certainly right. They're running into, not going to say a buzzsaw. They might be running into an inferno down there at Southeastern. What can you tell me about the Fire?
Well,
man?
they're running into the Fire in the Sun Conference in the hottest part of the country, and this Southeastern team was on fire last year. This was a really good squad. Unfortunate situation with the head coach, Adam Wong, having to resign at the end of the year, citing some health concerns.
Yeah.
So this is now Jake Russell's team. This is his first tenure, steps into a really good program. The storyline today has got to be, what does this new era look like? Coach Russell, he comes from 3 very successful years at Campbellsville, but this is the first year where we're going to kind of see, you know, he gets down into a new program. He's playing a really good non-conference team. What's that going to look like? If you look at last year with the Southeastern team, the one thing that I took away is this offense was just, it wasn't as explosive as it could have been. The type of athletes in the skill position they have. You know Florida guys, right?
I was gonna
These
say, if
athletes
they're
on the
down
edges
there,
are
they gotta
supreme.
be
I felt like they could have been a little more explosive. So I think if they can harness that with Coach Russell here, if he can maybe change the scheme a little bit, we could see a serious Southeastern team that could maybe make a playoff run. This is they always got a lot of talent down there.
That's got to give Faulkner some more confidence heading into this too. Like they got a new coach. It's there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some, you know, growing pains. Maybe Faulkner can capitalize on that.
Certainly hope so for their sake, going down there into what will be a big-time environment. But talking about, you know, these staffs in turnover, there's a lot of coaching staffs that try and find different ways to bring up the vibes, whether that's through fall camp and the grueling dog days of summer.
Dog days.
You like that? Or whether it's throughout the entire course of the grueling regular season and postseason for both of these teams behind us as they try and get ready for that. There's one way, though, in all the strenuous nature of college football that the Colorado School of Mines tries to address this issue. Let's talk a little bit about their director of team morale. This is Ella, the director of team morale for Colorado School of Mines. You saw her pacing the field earlier. This is her bringing the headset to Coach Stitt out at practice earlier in fall camp. What a phenomenal addition to the roster and the coaching staff. I guess you would say Ella is a very valued member of the support staff here. Certainly a way to bring smiles to the faces to everyone and all parties here at Colorado Mines. So they had a meetup, guys. Look at this, Goldens in Golden. We're all Golden, Golden go downtown and I guess just have a little pup meetup.
Well, Kobe, you got to
How about
meet Ella pregame. Was your morale? Did you feel like you kind of got lifted up?
Mike,
after meeting her?
I think I'm still riding that high, Mike. I think I'm still riding that
She's
high.
effective.
She is like fantastic. The way she is trained, right? And she's like,
I know.
she came up to us and she had like the stuffed pickle in her mouth and was just wiggling like her entire body. Was just like so excited to share that with us.
Well,
She's so smart,
we pulled up at basically 6 a.m. and I don't know if it's her handler, coach. I don't know his name that
coach.
brought her with. Sorry, like they were going right over here where the entrance is, and Ella looked at us and looked at coach and was like, cool.
Can I?
And he's like, yeah, go. And then coach just kept on walking, and then she came up, said hello, and then she just let herself right back in.
Yeah,
it was
did.
incredible.
You know, they got an open gate policy here, and that's specifically for Ella. They let her come and go as she pleases. I think that's the general impression that I get. Is that correct? I think Ella kind of comes and goes as she wants. We're getting some nods. I love that, man. What a cool thing. I think it's an underappreciated and probably underrepresented. I don't know many other teams in the country that got
I think
a golden
every team
retriever.
should have one though. Now seeing this, I mean, if I just got scored on, I'm down 40-0. I just want to go pet a dog.
Do you really?
Give me a little boost right
Does
now.
she get a headset? Does she get a headset?
I
during
think
the
she
game?
should, you know,
Okay.
she's-
I'm not exactly sure if that's the case here, but we've got another fun one for you. And I know he's behind the desk. He's getting ready for this one, man. Gavin is going to hit us with another big-time fact, and I think he's talking, guys, about the historic nature of the stadium behind us.
What's going on, fellas? Still getting used to the elevation. I was in the
he
gym
had
last
some
night in the
issues.
hotel. And,
Okay.
I don't know if I'm
firsthand.
I don't know if I'm discovering that I'm fat or if I'm still adjusting to the elevation.
Combination.
We're trying to figure it out. But we got a historic field here. We got the oldest college football field west of the Mississippi, established in 1893. 3 NFL teams. The Denver Broncos, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Baltimore Colts, I guess, is what have held training camps here. 8 championship minded teams have called it home, spanning 125 years from 1893 to 2019. And the site has hosted NCAA championship tournament games in 2004, 2018, 2019, and 2021. It's a great spot to be. We got mountains in the back. I'm loving it. I want to run to the mountains right now.
Come on, John. We'll get yourself back on the screen. Give me a little props here. Come on, my guy. Let's go.
What's going on, boys?
This place, you look at the Skycam, man, you look out at this place, and it is a place that I think all of us would have loved to play at. Of course, AC, I mean, you had the chance, man, and you had some big-time moments out here. But speaking for the rest of us, I don't know if we've played in an environment like this one, but this is an environment now, and you talk about a person who's going to be leading not just this place, but all the member schools inside of the RMAC. The RMAC has some new leadership, and I believe we're going to be joined by that new leadership as she starts making her way up to the stage over here on Small School Saturday here in Golden. We are so pleased to welcome the RMAC Commissioner, Danielle Harris, to the set with us. Danielle, how are we doing? It is so nice to meet you. Kobe Manzo, thank you for joining us.
How are you? Seth, very nice to meet you.
I'm watching as Maisie does her thing here with the gimbal.
Shout out, Maisie.
Just that shot of like you and mountains behind you, like coming from whether it's Midwest, Wisconsin, Michigan, that's what you had envisioned for yourself, the Rockies behind you coming on a live pregame show.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm happy
Okay.
to be here with you guys today. So
That is awesome. We are very thankful that you've given us a little bit of your time. And I know these guys, we got some Wisconsin guys, I know they're very excited to ask you about that part of the country, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew what you stumbled upon, but we're kind of a little bit of a WIAC crew here. I'm a UW Eau Claire alum, played football there. Seth's a River Falls guy. He'll tell you all about it.
Yep,
Pretty good
yep.
success
A
over
lot
there.
of wins against Eau Claire. A lot of wins.
Not that first year though. I think yeah, we'll get back to that. I just want to know kind of what did you learn from the WIAC that maybe prepared you for this role, and then vice versa, what was something that was like totally different where you're like, whoa, this is nothing like what we did over there.
well, I will say the WIAC has some great football.
Notice how she did that, guys? She didn't go to one of the two. She
I
went
know,
acronym.
That's
That's a pro.
That's a very political
That's
answer.
how you know she's
It's
in the
a
professional
professional.
office. Yeah.
I get it.
No, but they play some great football in that
yeah.
conference from top to bottom. I mean, it's any given Saturday with that league, but very strong coaches there. And so what I've learned here is I heard you guys earlier talking about the altitude. I had to get used to that. So
He's going through it.
That was our guy.
I had to get used to the altitude for sure. You know, I'm learning all of the Rocky Mountain lingo. I'm a flatlander.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
they call us people from the Midwest, the other Midwest, right? We're flatlanders. So I had to get used to that altitude and just the RMAC has, you know, geographically we're spread out, right?
Sure.
And so I think that presents its set of challenges as well. But that's kind of the uniqueness between the two conferences.
Did you make it to any member institution games yesterday night or no?
No, I did not.
So this is the first.
This is
Oh,
the
boy.
first. This is
What a
the
way to
first.
start. start. I mean, the freaking stars aligned. We had, I think it was a full moon when we got up this morning out of the hotel and made our way over. But for you, the first time in Golden, at least for a game day at Marv K, you see this scene and these people already showing up for what will undoubtedly be a fantastic matchup.
Right.
What is your expectation, and just how elated are you to be here and be a very integral part of this operation now?
Well, absolutely. I'm so happy to be here today, and I think Coach Stitt is going to have the guys ready to play.
You bet.
And in year 2, after going 7-4 last year. So I'm just excited to be here this afternoon, and hopefully we can get a win, because those non-conference wins count.
Yes.
At the end of the year, especially given this is Division II's first year with MPI. So yeah.
Yeah, you're reading ahead of my questions here. Right? Keep that script away here. But I wanted to ask about that, right? Because your experience at the Division III level, that's what we've come to associate the National Power Index, the MPI. Division II has had a balance, right? There's been some algorithmic pieces to that puzzle, but you've always had a human element. That is gone. And now we're leaving it up to this algorithm, this equation to determine the national postseason, and the selection, for those of you not familiar, is a set of metrics, and they weigh things like your strength of schedule, like your non-conference, your in-region games, and of course, there is a head-to-head, but it's not necessarily weighed as heavily as some might like.
Correct.
What is it about D2 following that model? Is that something that you expected to make it to Division II this quickly?
Well, I did. And so if you know the history of MPI, it started with men's and women's ice hockey.
Really?
Yeah, it started with men's and women's ice hockey. They've been using MPI for years, and it was actually called pairwise. And so the name changed. Yeah, the name changed. So our administrators who were serving on those committees, our administrators wear a lot of hats. So what they were seeing is that they were spending a lot of time on those committee calls. And, they're like, hey, if we can use a mathematic equation, and they looked at 5 years worth of history to see with taking that human element out if it made a big difference, and it really didn't in some areas. So I'm interested to see what our D2 folks think about it. I lived with it in D3 for 2 to 3 years, so I think it's going to be great. But we got to get those non-conference wins.
Yes.
That is
it's a huge
what
factor.
matters. Yes.
Huge factor.
Yes.
Seth, what do you got?
You talk about non-conference. I'm pretty sure the WIAC last year was only had 2 losses.
22 and 1, or 21 and 2.
Right.
21 and 2.
Not bad.
Not to make my pitch for WIAC.
It doesn't take a Mines grad to make that math work.
Doesn't take a lot, but you're a big part of getting the WIAC network going. You're a big part of a lot of really fun things going on in the WIAC. For you, when you got to the RMAC, not necessarily want to overhaul, change everything, but what were some things that when you first got into this role, you're like, hey, these are improvements I want to make. These are some things we might want to change. What did that look like from your seat?
Well, you know what? The foundation had been laid. And even with the WIAC, the foundation had been laid. And so my job when I came in was just to come in and elevate that. And so that's what I'm going to do here at the RMAC, is to come in and elevate it and take it to the next level. So what I'm looking at right now is really more engagement on social. That is where
I think we can assist in that department.
Yes.
I think we know something.
Yes, you do. I've been following you guys since your start.
Come on, thank you.
I've been following you guys
First Most
since your
Saturday
start.
was at a WIAC?
Yes, it was. It was at River Falls.
Yes.
So
I know you have some GLIAC ties too. I know Chris Dunbar very well, being a GLIAC guy myself.
Yes, I was there for 7.5 years.
Man, there you go.
So yeah.
Great experience at the Division II level. Of course, now making the switch out here out west. What are some characteristics of the member institutions here in the RMAC that you think allow them to excel, both on and off the field, of course, because that is your focus?
You know what? I think we just have a great balance from top to bottom. And so, obviously, we have 15 schools, so there's more members versus the other 2 conferences that I've been in. But what I'm looking to do is I'm looking for one of our institutions to get their Learfield Cup. That is what that's a lofty goal.
I love that.
Yeah. So I want us to be great across all of our 20+ sports. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is to win a Learfield Cup. So
Kobe might be able to stack the deck a little bit.
He's got some ins.
I may be an employee of Learfield, but not at the Division II level. But no, that is I talk about a great measuring stick for where you're all around the health of your program's competitive nature. That's a great point. AC, what do you got? got for Danielle?
Is that what made the RMAC so attractive, that they are good kind of across the board in all sports? Like maybe not all of our schools, but we usually have at least one school in every sport that can contend at the national level. Is that what made our conference attractive to you?
Absolutely. And I think this was the opportunity for me to have some different challenges. Obviously, with the geography being so spread out and being able to come in and utilize some of my skill sets to continue to elevate the conference. I felt like, at the WIAC, I did a lot of great things, but maybe I had maxed out a little bit at some of my opportunities there. So this was a great opportunity to kind of spread my wings, take on some new challenges and see what else I can do. So
Mike, got one more for
your
him?
leadership.
Well, I want to talk about a little bit about Colorado Springs. I'm throwing you a little bit of a curveball here.
Right.
Obviously, that's a beautiful campus they got down there. One of the bigger schools in the state. What does the process look like, and what are the thoughts behind maybe bringing back football to Colorado? Oh, they never had it, but
originally. I don't
bringing
think it
football
has,
to
yes.
Colorado Springs, I think that would be really fun. Any thoughts on that?
Well, you know what? You would have to talk to the administration.
Okay.
You would have to talk to the administration there. But I think, they have some really great. Track is great there. Soccer is great there. So they have a lot of strong programs. And so if that institution decided to do a feasibility study and saw that they could add that sport, then
You'd pick up the call? You'd answer?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Anytime any
She
of
ain't
our
hard to find.
No, not
She
at
ain't
all.
hard to find.
Not at all.
That is
Not at
awesome. I
all.
had the chance to see their women's lacrosse team in action back in March when I was traveling with Northern Michigan. You're right. What an absolutely awesome campus. We take a look here now again at Marv K. We've got both the Wolves and the Orediggers out warming up in the field, guys. What do you expect from the matchup today, Danielle? You gotta. You're not coming back for game picks. So if you want to show your hand early on, I think I know where you're leaning.
Well, of course. I'm going with the home team.
Yeah,
I'm going with the home
Come
team.
Let's say we were surprised.
I'm going
Yes.
with the home team. Like I said, those non-conference wins are extremely important, and
Yep.
I'm looking forward to watching this team be successful this
I
year.
know you've got some of your support staff here, and some of which I've communicated with. Appreciate
Yep,
you guys.
absolutely.
How have they supported you in this transition into your new role, and what do they really bring to the table?
They've been awesome. They have been awesome. It's been a lot of change for them, for Audrey, Cody, and Nash coming on board. And so
Shout out.
they have been extremely supportive. I lean on those guys, right?
Yeah.
They tell me what to expect, what to do. And so they've kind of brought me into the fold. And so that, like I said, I'm
Awesome.
excited for the season. I love traveling with those guys and trying new restaurants
Yeah, okay.
in the community.
Well, some group
because-
outings there at the
Yeah,
conference office?
Definitely.
Y'all
So
hire? I love it. Awesome. RMAC Commissioner Danielle Harris, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us on
you.
set.
Thank you guys
Seriously,
so much.
a
I
pleasure.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you so much.
Thank
We're
you.
excited to hang around and catch this one in
Thank you.
action.
I'm excited for all of the things that you guys are doing and continue to do it because we need this type of coverage at our level. So
Thank you so much.
very
We appreciate
much.
that.
Thank
you so much. Danielle Harris, everyone, from the RMAC office. Thank you so much. You have to deal with some limited real estate behind me there. I apologize.
Go
Fellas,
Falcons.
Yeah, okay. All right. We actually stayed away for most of you guys talking WAC. I was impressed. It's hard to do.
We can hold it in as much as we can, but there's just not really that much of a debate anymore with River Falls winning the national championship.
Well,
I'm not sure if you guys heard River Falls won the national
You
championship.
can ride that
last
for a
year.
little bit longer, but there could be.
As soon as that ball gets kicked off September 5th next week, then I'm done. Actually, River Falls plays on Thursday. So
really? Oh, that's news to me as well. Well, let's switch over. Let's continue on with our Division II game previews. We are going to, of course, Johnson C. Smith, Benedict, two teams that very respectable in their conferences. This JCSU team, I actually got to see some of the guys at the AFCA convention in Charlotte.
right.
They were
That's
down there demoing some of the drills. What can you tell me about the Golden Bulls?
No, man, this team is so fun to watch, and they were so fun to talk about every week last year that we were able to, and record-setting in every single way. 10-2 a season ago, CIAA champions, first CIAA championship since 16, or not 16, Jace, that would be a long time ago.
Yeah.
1969, first NCAA postseason appearance. The wild thing, fellas, the CIAA picked Virginia Union over JCSU to win the league this year. So instant bulletin board material for the Golden Bulls. But man, it's like, are we going to continue on this path, or are we gonna stay the same. We're going to get worse. I hope that these guys keep getting better. And man, it was fun to preview these guys last year.
I love watching these practice cut-ups, man, whether it's from the spring or the fall. Like, these guys just getting after it in some of these close quarters type of drills. When you talk about this Benedict side, I think the best thing that Benedict has going for them, and yes, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, is that their opponent is not named Albany State. 3 matchups last year with the Golden Rams that did not go the way of this Benedict squad. They have a chance to set their season off on a really positive note against Johnson C. Smith. The Tigers defense, they have to have a bounce-back year. To me, when I think of Benedict and think of this team, and I haven't been around D2 football, AC, as long as you and some of the guys over there have, but what I've come to associate with them is a defensive line unit that can be game wreckers. They can get to the quarterback. They can cause some disruption among that offensive front. We haven't seen as much of that in very recent history. They need to get back to some of that identity on the defensive front. They let up almost 400 yards a game last year. Now that is combined through the air and through the ground, but it starts in the D-line. Used to have some real pass rush. You still made it to the SIAC championship last year. You won a playoff game. These are all very tangible things for this program going into 2026. But like a lot of these really high-level programs we talk about, it's just not enough for Benedict, and they have a higher standard and aspirations. Coach Dickerson says they have 7 Benedict alum on the staff down there. That was news to me, and that's something that makes me feel really good about this program.
It's a big deal, man, having those guys.
That's
Juice.
Means a lot when your coaches are telling you, I used to wear the uniform and you need to play, this is the standard. It goes a lot further when the coach can say, I've done it myself.
No doubt.
Man, I've literally worn these shoes. Quite literally, we might have been wearing the same jersey. Hopefully, they've gotten new ones since some of the playing days, some new threads.
Well, Kobe, I was watching those physical fall camp highlights, and you know what it kind of looked like? Kind of looked like 2001.
Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe they were running it back, getting old school with it.
I refrained from telling Coach that was the year I was born. I didn't want to throw that in there when he was on the program here, so I don't really know what the programs were like in 01, but we can continue on.
Just watch what's the program? Just watch the program. That's exactly what it was like.
Okay.
Have you seen the program?
No,
that's
I got to. Okay.
We'll have to tap in on that one.
Oh, goodness.
We're going to rain check on that
for that? We're
going to rain check on that one as we switch over to Missouri Southern and Midwestern State. This Missouri Southern team, man, can you tell me about the Lions, correct?
Well, you know what you should do in the library? You should never judge a book by its cover.
Wow.
And Missouri Southern is a team that you should not judge them by the cover. You go into Google. I went into Google. Shout out Google. Hiring. And I found out quickly that they went 3-8 last year. And then I had to dig a little deeper. And I said, whoa, that's just the cover. Okay.
Yeah.
They had 5 1-possession games last year. They lost all of them. Okay, so a couple bounces of the ball here and there, and that 3-8 could be 8-3. So they weren't as far away as you think with that type of thing. But then I got a little concerned. I dug deeper. I got concerned. And the concern there was they only returned 5 starters from both sides of the ball total from a 3-8 team. So I got a lot of concerns there. If you want a little hope from Missouri Southern, it's that they do bring the quarterback back. So tough matchup here.
Certainly is. Shout out my guy, Zach Keene, who played down at Midwestern State. But what do we need to know about this team this year down in Texas they're hosting?
This is a team that's like kind of similar to what you were talking about with Benedict, trying to get back to their old tradition.
Okay.
Back when I was playing, Midwestern was a playoff team. Their team top of the LSC running stuff. In the 2020s, they haven't had that success. Last year, they had a really good quarterback. I'm not sure what their roster's looking like. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know they're going to have some talent. They are going to be at home. They usually can score the ball. We're going to see what MIAA versus LSC looks like because they're both kind of lower ends of their conferences, but both 2 very good conferences.
Certainly. We're going to get to a break here shortly, but on the other side, certainly stick around. This guy here in the Boot Barn getup and black cowboy hat, we're going to send him out talking to some of the great people here at Colorado Mines. We've got a big-time tailgate set up. We're sending Seth out with the camera and a mic. We're going to see what these people are all about. I see a lot of Bloody Marys here, Seth. I see a lot of
We might just have to talk to this gentleman right here with the Bloody Mary in his right hand.
Make sure you keep 2 hands on that cup, sir. He might try and pull it away from you. But all of that and more after the break here from Small School Saturday in Golden, Colorado.
Test. Did you answer? Test. I got you. How's this? You got it, Gavin? You got that? Okay. Let's see here. Who wants to chat? You got me. Oh, let's get it. Yeah, 1 minute. We got 1 minute. You like to chat? I'm set. Very nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. Heard so many good things about you. You played where you're from? I did. I played there 18 to 22. I got 40 seconds. So basically, I'm gonna ask your name, and then I might ask you like a Colorado fun fact or who you think's gonna win the game. So, do you have a favorite mountain? This guy's favorite. I'm gonna be like, okay, what's your favorite one to hike up? Yeah.
Taking a look there, where I believe Coach Stitt said the grave of Buffalo Bill resides, up on that mountain here just outside of Marv K Stadium. We're back here. D1 Rejects is checking in from Alumni Field. You notice we have someone notably absent from the setup here, and we take a look at this tailgate out here at Colorado Mines. This is a fantastic setup here in Golden, Colorado. We've got a man on boots on the ground. I don't think he has his boots on today, but he's got another great get-up for us. Seth, how we doing, brother?
I'm good, Kobe. Now, the rest of the tailgate cannot hear me, but the lovely people at home can. Yes, we're on the street. What is your name, sir?
My name is Tim.
Tim, and what is, first of all, who do you think is going to win today?
Mines, of course.
Of course. And then also, do you have a favorite mountain to hike here in Colorado?
I do. It's Mount Blue Sky.
Okay, wonderful. Mount Blue Sky. Now we're going to move on here to another individual here. Mr. Sir,
It just keeps going.
Chip Davis.
Chip Davis, very nice to meet you here today. This is actually a good uncle of mine here,
Yes.
Chip. So, Chip, first of all, who do you think is going to win the game today?
Orediggers.
Orediggers all day.
Yeah.
Also, what is your favorite resort to ski in Colorado?
I'd say Breckenridge.
Breckenridge. I love it. Okay, we're going to move on here. We're going to find some. Hey, how are we doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. Oh, this is recruit. Maybe we'll stay away from the recruits. That's probably a good shit. That's probably a good. We'll talk to you though. So for you, sir, what's your name first of all?
I'm Reed Garles.
And then what's who do you think's going to win today?
Obviously, mine's. Come
Okay. Do you have a favorite restaurant down here in Golden?
My mom loves the Tabletop Mountain Cantina.
Okay, appreciate you. We're moving on here. Okay, here we go. Let's see how else we can find you. Would you like to chat? You want to chat? Okay. Let's see. Want to chat? You look like a guy that wants to chat. What's your name, sir?
I'm John.
John. First of all, who do you think's going to win today?
Mines.
Okay. And do you have a favorite restaurant down here in Golden?
Oof. In Golden,
Yeah.
favorite place to go would be Mountain Toad, but that's brewery. But Woody's Pizza is also
Woody's
pretty
Pizza. Okay, shout out Woody's Pizza. And then also, do you have a favorite mountain that you like to hike here in Colorado?
So kind of hometown mountains up in Breckenridge area.
Okay,
so Mount
okay.
Quandary is a
Okay.
pretty sweet 14er view.
Okay.
Otherwise, Mount Evans is close home. So
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on here. You, sir, would you like to chat?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
Would you? You guys are recruiters. Audio. He's got to. Hey, you good, Kobe? We got to come back a little bit. Got to come back. Okay, here. We just
was talking about when the Broncos.
that would be that would come back this way. We got a little story. We got to move back this way just a little bit.
But right here, they had a field right here where they practiced. But It was Brooks Field then. What a dump it was.
What a dump.
And we watched him practice. And we come one time, either the first or second year, to the inter-squad game.
Come with me. We got to start walking back, but
Okay.
keep talking here. Sorry.
We come to, and it was already full when we got here, so they made us stand on the track.
No kidding.
And so I was with my grandma and my grandpa. And my grandma, she got tired of me getting too fidgety. She said, go sit down over there. You know where I sat down? Into the bench.
Oh, my gosh. What's your name, sir?
Mike Capper.
Mike Cap. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And that was Seth on the street. Cut it back to you fellas up there.
Thank you very much, good sir. Appreciate Seth doing the workout here and getting in front of these great people over at Mines. Attaboy! That was a lot of fun, man. That is a lot of fun. And now, if you haven't gotten enough, oh my goodness, we've got Ella underneath the desk. Gavin's got a little bit of a partner over there. What did you get over there? She's sniffing your feet, Gavin?
Yeah, she was checking out the. Oh, she's on the base!
Hey.
Ella, the director of team morale here at Mines, making a little trip up to the small school Saturday desk. Oh my goodness, this place is going to be exciting come game time. It already has a great energy and atmosphere about it as Ella makes her way all the way around the desk. But we talk about traditions a lot on this show. A lot of them, of course, are on-field traditions, guys. This Colorado Mines team, they have a lot of fun traditions, but perhaps the best one that they have for the Orediggers couldn't take place further away from the football field. This is a look. I wanted to let the music play just for a second so you guys enjoy the vibes. This is the belly flop competition at Mines that they have their guys do every fall. I believe a lot of freshmen take part in this type of initiation.
This is the orientation Kobe for
Oh.
Mines.
Yeah, now you're a member of the team once you flop in.
I didn't know if this is how they baptize those folks out here in Golden.
This is a baptism right here, fellas.
Look at the entire team set up out here, and I think you had a chance to go and experience this yourself, Seth.
I sure did. Here in about 1 second on the clip.
Wait a minute!
I did not belly flop. I will say that. I was a little terrified of what was beneath me. However, a cannonball I think will suffice. It was freezing cold.
Was
fellas.
it?
It was not warm.
That is awesome, man. I mean, that is one of the most fun traditions, I think, in all of college football, especially at the D2 level. You guys have anything over at Mesa like that?
We weren't doing anything when I was playing, now,
Okay.
but under Coach Kochevar, Coach K, now he has all of them. They brand a bull.
What?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
look it up.
Why is that the first that I think all of us are hearing of this? Did you guys know this happened?
They're doing it year after year. I
That
see it
is
all on socials
unreal.
every summer. Like the kids that stay in town, they go out and brand guys during fall camp.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
Oh, man.
That
Well,
is
speaking of getting
ridiculous.
branded,
Count me out on that one.
sounds like we might be getting branded here. Cut to the camera. We are.
No, stop. We do not need any of that, guys. But we have some fun things coming up here on Small School Saturday. I'm trying to locate a graphic that I believe I am not going to find, so I apologize on that. But as we move forward here, you guys know on College Game Day, we're all College Game Day watchers. When we aren't doing our own show, what's one of the best parts of every College Game Day?
Think of it, maybe some food.
You think some
potentially?
food?
Maybe some food.
Maybe a little bit of local flavor. And if we can show what we have going on offset right here, that is exactly what we have. We have some local flavor from the Eddie Tap Room and Hotel as Chef Nick prepares. Oh my goodness. Woo! Take a look at these wings that are going to make their way up to the desk right now. This time for hot takes from the Eddie Tap Room and Hotel, presented by the man himself, Chef Nick.
Chef
How are
Nick.
we doing,
Wow.
friend?
Chef Nick.
Yeah, hey, pop this
Yeah,
out real
get on
quick.
the- get on the
What do we
headset here.
tell us
Get on
what
the
we tell us what we have here in front of us, because I would love to hear your breakdown with some seasoning stuff on top of that, man.
All right, yeah. So pretty much right here we got our signature wings, which are a French drumstick. We got a chipotle brown sugar on both of them, but these bad boys here are a little bit extra hot to
Right here.
get us warmed up
Mike,
for the
you know
football
where to
season.
go. Mike, you know where
I'm
to
not
go.
doing that. I love the Eddie. Great tap room. Great wings. A little too spicy for me.
So you want to start us off maybe with one of the tame ones? is
Sure,
what
I'll
you're
take a
saying.
tame one.
Chipotle brown sugar.
I just
Let's
can't
get it.
handle the.
See if we can get that over
Fellas,
here.
I want to say this.
Feels like Thanksgiving at the table.
Since coming to the elevation, my lips have gotten a little chapped.
Oh,
So I
One bite.
I
One
am
of those
gonna,
dig in.
I am gonna do it for the boys. I will say that.
What do we think, Mike? First bites.
Wow.
You're a big food review type of cat.
It's got to be a 9.8.
Whoa!
9.8. Holy cow.
Chef Nick, I'm going to do you justice here.
Awesome.
I'm
Let's
going.
see it.
I'm going in.
I'm going in
I'm
for
not.
the
I'm
spice
gonna take
right
one
here.
bite.
I'm going to hand these off to my counterpart.
I'm gonna
now,
take one
we're going to
bite.
take some bites of these guys. We also have some hot takes to go with these hot wings. Mike, since you were first, we're going to start with you. Give me your hot take, whether that's mines, whether that's D2 football, national college football. What is it, my friend?
Well, they're located in Golden, Colorado. I want to keep my hot take in Golden, Colorado.
Shout out.
And that's going to involve the team on the field today, Colorado Mines.
Okay.
And Tony, I want you to listen loud and clear to this one.
Oh.
I think that Colorado Mines is going to win the RMAC this year.
Take another bite.
They're that good. They're that
That's
good.
big.
Take another bite
Hot
for
take,
that.
hot take.
Hot take.
Coach V Hills.
Maisie, can I please get a water or else I will die?
Hand these over to AC over there. There we go. We're keeping this thing going, right? I'm gonna kick us off here.
Which ones?
hottest?
Oh, we're going the hottest.
Going big there.
He's going big.
go.
There. We're gonna even better. We're gonna give you a big guy.
Colorado guy.
Chef Nick, you're welcome to leave us for a second here as we dive into some of these here. But I appreciate you
Beautiful.
hand
Thanks for
delivering
having
these.
us, yeah.
We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for delivering these.
Really
Real
excellent,
Minds,
man.
We'll get into
Go
Orediggers.
We'll get into some of our hot takes here with these wings as we dive in.
It'd really be something to not rate it above a 9 with Chef Nick directly here. That
Yeah,
would be
so
something.
we're gonna start with this.
It's intimidating.
If you get a look at this. This thing is loaded up. This thing is juiced. All right, we going here.
You'll taste that seasoning too. That's probably the best part.
Thoughts.
What are we thinking?
Kobe, you're a spicy guy too.
He
Took a
is.
big bite.
He is.
You're a spicy
Ooh.
guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, that gets to the back of the throat. And
One
it
bite,
turns-
score.
You know what? It turns up a notch. But that wing is fantastic. That wing is really, really good. And if I'm going to go right off of my bite into my hot take, okay, I'm good there. I'm going with this. Oh, my gosh. I'm going with this.
They really go.
Blaster the Burro is the best live mascot in the state of Colorado. Ralphie, step aside. Blaster,
Oh
it
my
is
God.
your time. The
Wow.
Burros. Oh my gosh. The Burro. No, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. No.
Later.
Okay, about Ralphie. About Ralphie.
Yeah, the Burros. You talk about that mascot. Rugged, dependable, reliable. This is a mascot that embodies the mining town of Colorado Mines. This is not a show buffalo that just runs into his trailer. This is a real purpose. This is an animal that has helped lay the groundwork of this city and this town.
That's a hot take. That's a very hot take.
Pack burro racing is a part of the culture here in Golden, Colorado. And the tradition goes back almost 100 years, Seth.
Fellas, after seeing that, I switched my wing out because I'm now
I'm going in for another one.
I'm now
No,
terrified, so I'm
going
not
in for
doing
another
it.
one.
I am going to take a bite, though. I am going to take a bite.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the best wings I've ever had.
It is actually
It's one
so
of the best wings
good.
I've ever had.
I would agree with
Phenomenal.
that. I'm
It's
a wing
very
guy.
juicy.
My family knows I'm a wing guy. I rate wings when we're out and doing stuff. This is phenomenal, fellas.
Gavin, do you have the 2% behind the desk?
This is very good. I'm not going to eat the spicy wing, and I have no shame in that.
Oh, my gosh. That was great.
I think we need to
Whatsoever.
stop by the Eddie after the game.
We
I mean,
might
this
need
could
to-
be
yeah.
a post-game spot.
This
Now-
could be. Seth, hit us with yours, my friend.
Fellas, my hot take is that the University of Wisconsin River Falls Falcons
Jesus Christ.
will repeat as Division III champions.
Get this guy
Antonio,
off the set.
Antonio.
That is my take.
Antonio, what kind of wing you got? You got the hot one.
I
And
got
now
the hot
you're
one.
regretting it.
No, I'm not regretting
Let's
it.
go.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am.
Let's go. Let's see this bite. I'm going to crack open one of those brews right in front of you. I want to hear the delayed reaction here because it sneaks in there and it finds a little spot and it festers.
This is where the hot ones, we
Right.
need the soundboard. Like, oh,
Yeah.
So my hot take is
Seth, hit us with a little bit of that Western music for his take.
on it.
we were talking about University of Colorado Springs earlier.
Yeah.
They're an RMAC institution located in Colorado Springs, obviously. If they got a football team, they would run the RMAC in 5 years.
Where's Danielle? Where's Danielle?
I love Pueblo, I love Mesa, but UCCS would wipe the floor with everybody. It'd be really easy to recruit there. You've been in Colorado.
I've seen Springs.
Colorado, it's beautiful.
I have seen the
We
Springs.
got the mountain backdrop. They already kind of have the facilities if you've been there. It's all set up, and a lot of players in the RMAC are kids from Southern Colorado. There's no reason that they shouldn't have a football team.
You know, I think we have, it might not be the actual live blaster, but we've got a mascot here. I wonder if he wants to take a bite of the wings.
Hey! What's going on? Does he go by Blaster too?
Oh my
or is-
gosh! Wait, I thought he was grabbing.
Uh-oh.
It is Blaster.
That's Blaster.
Get over here! You left me hanging,
All
Blaster.
right. Hey, Blaster, get out, boss man.
Come on, brother.
Blaster, you want to put the mic on? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
What's up,
no,
baby?
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
watch out, watch out, Blaster.
We've got hot wings. We've got Blaster. This is what Colorado Mines is all about. Blaster, give me a nod, just a yes or no. Have you been to the Eddie Tap Room and Hotel?
Blaster
You had to think about it.
Blaster approved.
I think he caught a little bit of the spices that were coming off of these wings. If that mask is not on, just show me with your hands. How many bites are you taking on one of these spicy ones right
He
here?
only does have 4.
Only one.
That's all you
Blaster, we are pumped to be here, my friend. We are so pumped to be here. Thank you for coming up and spending some time with us on the set.
How
Blaster.
much caffeine is Blaster on?
All of it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 amps. Yeah, he's got it all right now.
All of it, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Well,
he's better than Ralphie. I mean, can we settle that?
Yes.
He's right. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Blaster over Ralphie.
If there is some way, somehow, that we are going to transition out of this, we are going to move. And once again, a big thank you to the Eddie for bringing up those wings and for sponsoring this part of Small School Saturday. We appreciate them so much. But as we move forward and talk some NAIA game previews, my lips are on fire. So are these Mid-South teams, Seth. This Campbellsville team I'm excited to talk about.
Am I talking?
St.
Oh my
Francis.
gosh.
I'm stalling for you as you get your papers out, my friend. There's a lot of things to be excited about. And as the saliva is coming back
Kobe,
into my mouth.
I am good for you, Kobe.
Hit it.
You know,
Hit
Campbellsville, right? 8-3 a season ago. First national postseason appearance since 2015, fellas. Last year's head ball coach, Jake Russell, he actually left for Southeastern, who we talked about a little bit ago. Now Hunter Brown takes over. And the best thing about this is Brown is not an outside reset. He is a Campbellsville alum, former All-American QB, and has been on staff in multiple offensive and also recruiting roles. So, you know, here's the biggest thing. I'm excited for this team, not only because it's a new season, but also a new head ball coach that is an alum. He's been there, and he knows what it's like to win at a place like Campbellsville.
That is big time. And this St. Francis team, man, you look across the other side of this matchup, they do have a lot of things to be excited about. And while they are missing some big-time playmakers from just a year ago, this St. Francis team, as you hear the Mines people here getting rowdy in the tailgate pregame, this St. Francis team, man, I'm really high on them, to be honest with you, heading into the season. You look at Jet Ingle on the other side of Campbellsville, he's a problem. The defense is going to have their hands full with him. But from St. Francis offensively, Wallace is back after an 800-plus yard season in the backfield. A true freshman with 158 carries for St. Francis. I love that. I love the fact that he's back for this program. Aiden Pratt is projected to be the starting quarterback for St. Francis. He takes over for their 2-year starter, a guy who I had the pleasure of playing against when he was at Wayne State, and Josh Kolka, who is tearing it up in the indoor league right now, I believe the Arena League. So this is a team that, yes, they have some turnover, but that offensive backfield definitely shows some promise heading into the fall. I'm going right back to you, though, for this St. Ambrose and Culver-Stockton matchup.
You know, definitely an interesting matchup that we're previewing here today because I wouldn't say that they're bad teams by any stretch of the imagination, but St. Ambrose did go 4-7 a year ago. And last year, I know we're previewing this game, we're picking this game later. They got absolutely hammered by Culver-Stockton a year ago, 47-14. So I don't have a lot to say about these guys, but I think they might be in for it. However, this game is a pick'em, and so wherever they get the ratings from, Massey, I appreciate you guys, but it's a pick'em. It's a half-point spread on this game, so we'll see what happens with this one. But I'm excited to say the least.
AC, I would just like to pick your brain. What do you know coming in blind about a Culver-Stockton team? Have you heard of this Wildcat squad before?
I have heard of Culver-Stockton.
Okay,
all right.
I have. They've actually recruited some Colorado kids, so for that reason alone, I'm a fan of theirs. I love those kind of programs. But you said St. Ambrose had a rough season last year. You know, it's game one, dude. The vibes have to be high for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Everybody has to be coming in feeling like they can win a championship. Why not? As Russell Westbrook would say, why not? Why couldn't they do it? So we'll see.
Shout out to Russ. I believe he's retired, correct? He's done.
Sadly.
Did you guys win this game?
What a run.
Or did Utah lose this game?
Okay.
I think that's how that went, right?
Yeah,
With Russ in the old
I'm pretty
locker
sure.
room?
I'm pretty sure you're correct on that one. We got one more NAIA game preview. Shout out to Russ here on Small School Saturday.
He's watching. He's probably in the comment section right now.
We got an in-state matchup: Kansas Wesleyan, Ottawa, Kansas. I believe I am fully recovered now from that spicy wing. Howard. Oh my gosh. Oh,
we got something going on.
Hold on. We have to show this.
Hold
off.
up.
They just did
Wait a minute.
tailgate-wide shots.
I mean, I'm getting the camera over here, boys.
I gotta warn us.
Oh,
next
everybody
time.
took shots.
They all took
fellas.
shots.
Look
shots.
at this setup here in Golden in the tailgate lot.
What was it? Fireball, of course.
Seth, I don't know if you missed it. We got offered a whole platter of them. We were in
Oh,
the
I was
middle of
here.
our
I was here for
we
that.
were in the middle of the sponsored segment, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to bring all these up," and we're like, "Yeah, give us like 5." You know, we go, hey,
You guys took them?
no,
Oh,
give us 5
oh,
minutes.
oh,
Give us
oh,
5 minutes, not 5.
Oh,
He was
oh,
going
okay,
through
okay.
it. No.
Thought you did it.
No. We're talking Kansas. Not yet. We appreciate you very much.
They're
but
very generous here.
Kansas Wesleyan.
We will embellish. We will embellish.
Kansas Wesleyan, Ottawa, Kansas, an in-state matchup that two teams that really need to get a strong foothold heading into the fall.
Yeah, they do. And head coach Matt Middleton, he really was very explicit about what happened last year with this Kansas Wesleyan team. He said, quote, "We've got to have depth. We feel we've addressed those issues." How direct and what kind of message does that send to the team? That's what I'm wondering. But exactly what he's talking about is they were out to a 6-2 start last year. Then they lost 2 of their last 3 games due to some crazy injuries. All-American running back Luke Armstrong, ACL, done. Leading wide receiver Will Wilcox, ACL, done. Top D-line Diego Davis, ACL, done. Quarterback Henry Austin, ACL, done.
Hey, can we check out the turf?
Like, is this by the San Francisco 49ers practice facility? Is there something going on here? Like,
We got the
all
energy
those
field.
knee injuries there.
Oh
I
my
mean, that's just something you
might
don't
be
see
an
very
Adidas
often.
You know what I learned about that is
They're back now. They're back.
They use the same frequency on like when they do stim, like they like hook things up to you,
Yes,
and they
yes.
like it's the same sort of frequency that you would get from one of those electric fields. Not obviously the same level, but
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
It's a similar. I could totally be projecting just total
Yeah,
garbage,
this is-
but
this is not the breakdown we
told me
accepted.
this. Some
Oh
guy on
my
TikTok told me
gosh.
this,
And it's
so-
happening in Kansas.
It's happening in
That's
Kansas.
the bad part.
There's an electromagnetic
bad part.
field.
Let me tell you about the Braves, all right? Their coach, Coach Davis, very great friend of the program. Had him on the show, met him down at the AFCA convention. A lot of respect for him and his squad over there. Luke Edwards threw for 2,500 yards as a redshirt freshman. Big year coming for this cat under center for this Braves team. His favorite target, Jaden Johnson, back on the roster in 26, which is never a given, obviously, in the modern age of college football. The Braves, they're 1-9 in the last 10 meetings of this matchup. Got to switch up that mojo. Got to get something going in 2026. They've won their last 4 games of last season, though, Seth. I think we can agree that has carryover. When you go into the offseason on a dramatic uptick and upswing after the struggles that the Braves faced earlier on, some of that energy can carry over and really inject itself into your offseason programming. That has to come through and really show for this Ottawa team.
There's no question. I mean, I not to bring up River Falls again, but like in 2019, they were 2-8, but they beat Platteville at the end of the year, which basically projected them into the next season where they went 9-2. So not necessarily saying like they're gonna, go to a bowl game, whatever, like River Falls did that year, which they won. But anyways, that is a huge deal.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. And we're going to, we're a little ahead of schedule, Mike, but I think we are ready to get to Schultz versus the spread today. You got some more big time matchups for us. How are you feeling about your picks from, Thursday's show?
I felt pretty good about them. I actually didn't have time to go back and look how good I did. I'll let the comments sort that out, but
We will do a weekend recap.
I know I hit Western Illinois right off the bat, which you guys were doubting me on that
I know,
one. Valley
I know.
City,
It was
that
right.
hit. Well, off the top of my head, I think I was 3-0, so that would be
Okay.
that'd be a good start.
Riding high. Start us
Riding
off
high.
today, man.
Right off the bat, we got another one of those Division I matchups here against another small school. So we got Savannah State going on the road to South Carolina State. Big time matchup. South Carolina, Division I
Big
team.
time matchup.
They are 35.5 point.
Yeah, big time.
It's big time. Come
I
on.
mean-
You don't get any more big time.
Okay.
I mean, 35.5 point favorites for South Carolina State. Last year they played, this was a 43-point win. So basically what we're trying to do is, can we get those extra 7 points in here to cover the spread? Personally, I'm a little concerned about Savannah State.
Yeah.
They converted just
Me too.
24% on third down last year. 24%. I know we got one coach up here. I'm sure he would say that that's probably not going to be good enough to cover 35.5.
No.
What's your take?
We don't. I mean, I'll be honest. Like in a coaching scenario, you don't like talk about spreads very much and all that
That's
good stuff.
probably for the best.
Probably for the best. I am actually. I'm an active coach right now, so like that, I couldn't even bet even if I wanted to. However, I honestly have no comment on spreads and what
I'll
we
tell
do
you
in the
this.
coaching world. We just don't do it. We don't talk about it.
I'll tell you this about SC State. This is a team that former Division II head coach leading the program right now, and they were either because him and Tremaine Jackson squared off last year in the conference championship.
Shout out Coach Jackson.
This
man.
is a conference title contention Division I football team, and it might not be one of the household names. Savannah State might be in for a long night. That's all I'm saying. Long night, 6:00 Eastern time kickoff.
Shall we?
What's your
Well,
take
the
here?
official pick here is South Carolina State minus 35.5. So we're
Yeah,
gonna have to put some
there it
points on the
is.
board,
There
but
it
I
is.
feel secure in this pick. Hit Western Illinois last show, so rolling with the Division I here again.
I got you. Roll one more for me. We're going back to a game that we talked about a little bit. This Iowa Eastern Oregon matchup.
Idaho, Eastern Oregon. Yes, Idaho, Eastern Oregon. Now, this is a really interesting game because you have a 14.5-point spread by the College of Idaho there, which means that you're going to have to get either a 2-point conversion or a field goal. But in a spread term,
Or score 50.
Or score 50, but you're almost talking about a 3-possession game. So the storyline here is really, can the College of Idaho get this to a 3-possession game and avoid kind of a garbage time back end deal? I know you're all over this College of Idaho team.
Dude.
Is this something that you're going to lay?
Hammer that. If,
Yeah.
if College of Idaho does not cover this spread, I'll go back to the Eddie and eat that whole plate of hot wings.
Write that down. Gav, write that down.
I'm going to take that exact same take.
And you're going to eat the wings with me. We'll
I
split them.
will not do that entirely. It's mostly because of the chapped lips. Like that is really
I can see them from here, dude.
That is really the problem is the chapped lips. So I will not be doing that. However, Eastern Oregon's going to be needing some chapstick after they get torched by College of Idaho.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to lay that number as well.
Alt
You
spread.
kind of previewed it earlier, AC. I think you're
spread
probably leaning with
21.
us.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm leaning you guys, but somebody on the set has to go against it. Give me Eastern Oregon. Why
Okay,
not?
okay,
Let's
hey,
cover.
why
Hey,
not?
for the record,
They ain't gotta win.
Not an outright win, a cover.
Just cover.
Okay,
Cover.
okay.
There's
That's
Pacific
respectable.
Northwest, tough defense. They're
Good
gonna
teams win.
tough games.
Great teams cover.
Great teams cover.
Yes,
Great
yes.
teams cover. You got one more for us.
One more,
Mike.
and back to Division 2 here. Lock Haven, -5.5 on the road at Shippensburg. And there's a trend here, guys. So in 2024, this was a 21-point Lock Haven win. Last year, a 14-point Lock Haven win. And now it's a 1-touchdown spread. So you can see Shippensburg is closing the gap a touchdown at a time. So my question to you guys here is obvious. Is that trend going to continue? And all of a sudden, we've got a tied up type of game than covering the spread.
I was big on Lock Haven when our good friend of the program, Dan Mulrooney, was the head coach down there for the Bald Eagles. He, of course, has since moved on to Brown, I do believe, has made the jump up there. And, man, when he was playing and they had, Chris Collier down there in the backfield, I would have had all the juice in the world around this team. Neither of those guys are with the program anymore. They still got some dudes on this roster. Let me not put it, any lightly in that way. Give me Shippensburg to at least cover, if not take the outright in that one, because we're not picking this game, so I can be a little
Right, yes, you
yeah,
can. Yes, you can. Absolutely.
I'm going to go exactly against that, and we're going to go Lock Haven -5.5. I don't think it's going to be enough.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Shippensburg.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's the D2
So
guy
we got
right there.
we got a split going on. I'm going to further the split here. I'm going to go Lock Haven -5.5. I'm going to lay the number. I'm rolling with 3 favorites today. I don't necessarily love that, but each game kind of had its individual storyline. So Lock Haven -5.5.
Certainly does. I'm trying to locate these drums. Where are these drums
The
at?
drums are right behind you, essentially,
Oh, yeah,
Toby.
actually?
Right over your shoulder. If you could see
Oh, my
that.
gosh.
Right there.
Are they all the way over there making that kind of...
Oh, yeah.
They are rolling.
Not messing around.
They are rolling. Let's take one more look here before we get to a break. This is the tailgate setup here at Colorado School of Mines in Golden, Colorado. Fantastic show out so far. This place is going to be packed. We got a noon kick against Western Oregon. We saw both teams out getting warm pre-gaming here on the field at Alumni Field. Take a look at that scenic backdrop. You'll see just in a minute. We got the band out, getting ready to roll. Got some guys out in midfield, throwing the pigskin around. This place is going to be electric come kickoff, gentlemen. But we are going to head to a very quick break. On the other side, though, we've got a wild Division II finish. We're recapping Slippery Rock's big-time win in overtime over Minnesota Duluth. And then we're talking about small school football going viral with all the D1 upsets. There were some big-time accounts posting about small school ball. We love that. We're here for it. And we will catch all of that and more after the break. That right there is a look at the creek that Seth jumped into earlier. That's part of the tradition here in Golden, Colorado. The Orediggers. Trial by freezing cold water.
I'm sure they don't mind it. I'm sure they rip it right after a hot practice and just go right in there. No, they love that, man. They love it. They're a lot tougher than me out here in Golden.
All right. Well, we've got some tough big-time Division II matchups that happened, of course, on Thursday. And one of those games that we previewed was Slippery Rock and Minnesota Duluth. Now, the question, of course, was what does this Duluth Bulldog offense look like without Kyle Waljasper, the bowling ball that was under center for this team seemingly for the last 3 decades? And Slippery Rock, of course, with some question marks at the offensive line and some other big-time position groups. Well, the Rock, guys, they showed up and showed out. They took down the Bulldogs, at home in an overtime victory. You take a look at some of the tape from this matchup with Slippery Rock. They win 45-43 in double overtime, defending home turf. This is the 17th straight win for the Rock in their season opener. They've had a ton of success to start the year out right. The 200th home win in the history of Mahalik Thompson Stadium. And then you see as we get through the tape here, there's the first of 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery for the Rock defense. They got some points added on top of that. When your defense is scoring points, your offense is having a decent clip, I think you know exactly what is going on here. Now, the crazy stat, and the stat of the game for you guys, Duluth ran for 370 yards and lost the game.
That's wild, dude.
Slippery Rock
That's
ran
insane.
for only 87, and they take home the win in double overtime.
It's crazy.
UMD also 11 penalties for 100 yards for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I wish I could have watched this game in its entirety. Like, I wish I could watch this first snap to last snap. But
you'll see the game winner here. The guys rush the field. Sorry, Seth, cut
no,
you
it's
off.
all right.
Check that out. Go ahead, man.
No, I mean, I wish this was a game that I could have watched front to back, but it's man. I don't think the Bulldogs should look at this as a complete catastrophe. Like they lost a game last year and still ended up making the playoffs and winning the NSIC. Obviously, this is not a conference game, but nonetheless, I think Chase Vogler and company, they probably got to feel pretty good about what they did offensively. Now defensively, like probably got some things to figure out. But it's week 1, like what did they have coming back on defense? I don't necessarily know. Didn't do a great job previewing that defense, but offensively, we know they're going to be good, but they got to reload a little bit for next. I don't know who they have next week, but
I don't have
reload.
I don't have it in front of me. And we talked about the offensive line for Slippery Rock. They've kind of become a factory for those type of positions. Now, 87 rushing yards, not ideal. Defense, though, shows up in a big way, AC.
Oh, yeah. I mean, coming up with the turnovers,
Dude.
that proved to be the deciding factor in the game. And then, I mean, I know we're talking about their defense. I want to talk about their quarterback play. They only had 87 rushing yards. J.J. Jordan didn't have the game that a lot of us would have expected.
All-American caliber back that just didn't have maybe the breakout performance to 2026.
And your quarterback has to deal. He's in a situation where he's in a shootout, and he does it. I think he showed a lot and proved a lot. My question would be, did they prove enough to where we think they can really challenge Kutztown this year?
Ooh, getting into some PSAC. Yeah, because, Kutztown, obviously the biggest player inside of that conference right now. Slippery Rock certainly has been a part of the conversation in Super Region 1. And then you get a team like a Cal PA or someone else who might
Or
make some
IUP
noise.
might have a
IUP,
year.
the Crimson Hawks might come in and make some noise. But Slippery Rock has kind of been that number 2. Kutztown, I'm not going to lie to you, they might be, and again, a lot of football to be played, and we saw they just took down Duluth with maybe not their A game offensively. Kutztown might be head and shoulders above, my friend. I'm not sure.
We shall see. We shall see.
I'm a big Novak guy, Retner out of the backfield. They got some.
I've seen Judd.
Yeah.
Judd play here on this
That's
field,
right.
actually.
That's
a couple
right.
years ago. He's a hell of a player. So, I mean, that's where my mind went when I saw that game and that result. I was like, oh, is the Rock really back? Could they challenge Kutztown this year?
It certainly looks like they'll have a chance and they will get their opportunity eventually, right? The PSAC, one of the conferences that has a conference championship game. So you take care of business no matter what side of the bracket or what side of the conference you're on. You're going to get a look, right? I love that. And now you take a look here at Marv K Stadium. Those are the all-whites. Check those out from Western Oregon. Those
look
unis
clean.
as we get ready here. Now, we talked a lot about D1 upsets, right? Those small school teams taking down the D1. That took social media by storm. Gentlemen, a lot of virality around small school football here, ESPN college football. You see today's news. When I open up X and that's on the side of we're doing something right as a small school football community, big time results, trying to publicize these programs. I love the fact that these big time names in the space are picking up small school football. You look at some of these as I go down the list here. Louisiana Christian, that 42-37 win over Northwestern State, NAI over D1. South Dakota Mines winning 38-35 over Drake. Ohio Dominican in overtime, 42-40 over Morehead State, and Concord 41-35 over Davidson. Love the fact that small school football getting the national kind of social media attention, at least that it deserves, guys.
Oh yeah, these kids they work just as hard as the D1 kids, so they deserve the recognition. They put in the same hours. They got to go to class. The weightlifting, all the blood, sweat, and tears. It's dope to see them get some recognition here as the season kicks off, especially in a big way when you do it like against the D1. Like SD Mines, I can't imagine seeing my stuff being ESPN tweeting out a picture of me and my stats.
Right?
Like what?
Especially for a team that was 3-8 a year ago. Like to come out and to start the season. Oh my goodness. Not to cut you off, AC. Gavin, we might need to hit the wide because coming in front of the desk and oh my goodness. We've got Blaster, the real deal, right in front of the desk right now. And I don't know, Gavin, if you can commandeer one of those PTZs and point it down, please. At Blaster. Give us just a second. We are going to get this magnificent creature on camera. There he is. Give a little zoom. How about Blaster? The best live mascot in the state of Colorado has joined the set at Small School Saturday. My friend, I don't have any carrots or lawn for you to graze on, but we appreciate you being here.
You know, Cobe, I never
He's got a
realized
stick of dynamite on the
they
back.
got him with explosives. He's rigged up. Yeah.
I don't know if he should be that close to the set. We got to be careful. We got to be careful. I think, Blaster, we might be coming back to visit you here in a little bit, but we appreciate you stopping by the set. That is a look at one of the best live mascots in all of college football here at Colorado Mines. Man, what a treat.
What a treat.
This is awesome,
We got Ella, we got Blaster, we got the mascot.
This is incredible.
Wow.
This animal-filled show today. I love it, man.
It's a zoo.
It's special time in Golden, man. Special place.
It definitely is, guys. We're going to move over now and talk about a rivalry matchup at the NAI level. And this is one that, you guys might not be too tuned into a couple of these teams. We owe it to our good friend, Matt Schwarzler, SID over there at D-Dub, Dakota Wesleyan. The Chamber of Commerce Trophy, they're taking on Dakota State in the big-time matchup to start 2026. This is something that is going to be phenomenal. And I don't know if you can get a couple photos of Blaster before he dips out there. I think we'll see him later, guys. I think we'll see him later if he sticks around. But I'm talking about the Chamber of Commerce Trophy. This is one that the 79th all-time meeting between these teams this year. The series began all the way back in 1908. Still keeping this thing going on. D-Dub, they won a close one, 16-14 last season to take back that Chamber of Commerce Trophy. Dakota Wesleyan has struggled in this matchup, though, as of late. They are 1-6. In the time since the trophy has been around, going back to 2017. That first loss for Dakota State was just last season. Can D-Dub build on this? Will Schwarzler be having a great weekend, or will he be, back to the same old?
My biggest thing is I love it when we got trophies going around in college football. I think there needs to be more of this. I think there's plenty of schools at D2 and D3, NAI, all across the board that could benefit from just having a trophy, making it a big deal. Whether we talked about the monumental matchup yesterday or on Thursday, excuse me. Like, we need more of that stuff. It's just a fun deal for college football.
I think you're spot on. I remember the trophy, like my old school when we play Mines, we play for the Nikos Cup. And
really?
I remember winning it because I took it home and drank a bunch of beer out of it.
Hey! That might be the move for
awesome.
Can Dakota State, can they drink out of the Commerce Trophy? I've never seen what it looks like.
I should have pulled a photo to get us a visual representation of that. But if you guys remember, I think last year we were talking about this, and there was the player who had gone through surgery, and had injured unfortunately in that game, and he was holding the trophy in his hospital bed. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I don't think I see that.
That
Yeah.
was awesome. I think that was the same.
There's a lot of passion
that might have
between
been
these teams,
been Mount Marty. I'm getting my NAIs mixed up, but this is going to be a big time matchup. I'm glad we at least gave it a little bit of some flowers here on Small School Saturday. Let's take a look one more time here as we cut to the Skycam. Warm-ups underway in Marv K Stadium. Both teams out getting ready. We got the band that was making some noise out on the field earlier, and holy cow, the Skycam's getting away from me. Rain it in. There it is.
What
now,
beautiful weather we've had.
Back to the tailgate here. Take a look at this crew at Colorado Mines. The Orediggers showing out in numbers. And look who's still hanging around, guys. Right here in front of the disc. Dynamite on back. That is awesome. I'm pumped to see him run out into the field. That's going to get me juiced. Be ready to go, man. Holy cow, you hear this?
This is insane.
Are you hearing this over here?
I think they're doing another shot.
We might. I don't know.
That's Greg Brandon, former head coach.
Former coach here at Mines.
That's the guy that I played against.
Look at this crew. I mean, that is phenomenal. Guys, I think it's time we're a little bit ahead of schedule. You think we get to our difference makers here, huh?
I would. Let's do it.
I think let's do it. I think Seth, I believe, I believe it's Mike, actually.
Yeah.
You're going to start us off with these difference makers. Every pick, and before our game picks, rather, on Small School Saturday, our crew goes around. We highlight some of the biggest difference makers that you need to know about heading into the matchup. Each host gives you a pick, gives you a little synopsis on this guy, how he's going to be a game breaker in today's matchup.
Well, when you look at a team like Western Oregon, a team that wants to run the ball a lot, and they want to run their quarterback a lot, that means that the biggest difference maker on that team has to be the quarterback, right? He has the ball in his hands every single play. Well, that's Jordan McCarty. We've talked a lot about him today. He is the LSC Offensive Player of the Year preseason. This guy came from Colorado. He's an Air Force transfer, so he's got a lot of experience in this state, a lot of experience in this heat. We got a really hot game today. I don't think he's going to be bothered by that too much at all. And one thing with him is, when he uses his legs, you turn on the tape, it's very opportune times. He'll turn a 2nd and 10 into a 3rd and manageable. He'll turn a 3rd and 1 into a quick little first down. He doesn't take unnecessary hits. He's smart. He doesn't do what Jarrett did last
Jarrett
game.
Wilson.
He ain't doing that.
No,
He's
he is
much
not.
smart with his body. He knows it's a long season.
Hey, I
there's
love
a difference
the way Jarrett
maker.
ran that rock, though.
It's going to be Jordan McCarty today. You're going to see a lot of him.
I love that. Seth, I think you got a little bit more of an unconventional pick for us.
Usually I would talk about an offensive guy or a defensive guy, but I'm going to shout out a little guy for the brand here today. I'm going to talk about the punter, Lucas Lassier. Now, let me talk about punting history at Colorado Mines. The last Colorado Mines punter, Blake Dowd, transferred to Alabama for the Crimson Tide and started all 15 games for the Tide last season. Now, Lucas Lassier, he is the latest weapon for that Mines punter legacy here. He earned 3 All-American honors last year, and he was also a Walter Camp first teamer, a Don Hanson's first teamer, and a D2Football.com Elite 100 second team All-America as well. Now, this was in t-shirt and shorts, but I watched a video of this dude over there probably punting on this field, and he had a 5.88 hang time, fellas, on this particular punt. We don't have the video. I wish we could show it, but
he's booming right now behind you, actually. I'm watching him. I think I just clocked a 5.5.
But I want to get you a little context behind that. An elite NFL punter is 4.8. Now I don't know what the exact measurements was for this. This is the time the ball comes off foot to either to returner or to ground. So it was 5.88 seconds, fellas. That is absurd. He's going to stretch the field. He's going to flip the field. And when you talk about a difference maker, he is every single bit of that.
I love that, man. Going over to you, Antonio. Keep this thing rolling.
Sticking with the Orediggers, I'm going to talk a little bit about Nick Stone, wide receiver. He's a senior. He's the guy that's been here the longest. He's been playing in these. He was a part of that national championship team, played early as a young guy, and he's just been productive and just consistent over the years. Last year, he tied for the team lead with 7 touchdowns, and like I said, I'm just expecting him to have a big year. I'm expecting their whole offense to just take another step with Capra being in his second year starting, and I think everybody stands. A Tide lifts everybody, and I think that's what Capra does. And Stone, he's shown he can be one of those guys.
We're going to come right back. I think we're dealing with some connection issues here on Small School Saturday. Bear with us as we try and get that sorted on the other side of the break. We are back at Colorado Mines. We apologize, having some internet connectivity issues here in the incredible setup of Alumni Field. We're trying to not let that keep us from closing out this show strong. It's been a phenomenal show. Some network issues are not going to slow the boys down here on set. I think you got to turn that... There we go. The music, I think, is done now. There we go. I had a little bit of a delay on it. But we are back here. We're closing out the Difference Makers segment, and we're just going to deal with what we have going on, fellas. I think I am last up in this Difference Makers segment before we get to our game picks. I'll give you the quick spiel on Jermaine Land, the running back from Western Oregon, a big-time difference maker. This dude lit his cleats on fire for media days, right? This dude,
Oh my gosh.
they might need him to get hot quick. This Western Oregon team, the Wolves only threw for 150 a game last year, much of that dependent on the start for the ground game for this Western Oregon team heading into 2026. And, might not get the touchdown stats. They like keeping the ball in McCarty's hands when they get into the red zone. This is a guy who will be a game breaker in a lot of different ways on the offensive side of the ball. I do love the fact, though, that Coach was talking about, man, we feel like we have a stable of 4 or 5 running backs that we feel can go out there and play some big-time series, man. Like that. How do we feel?
Good. No, good. No,
Good.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm
Little
good.
warm.
Good. It is the set itself. It is starting to get a little toasty. Like touching some of the buttons is a little toasty, but that's what we do here on Small School Saturday. We bring good content to you, the people. I just watched Dark Knight Rises, and that was a little bit of a.
And we're in the
bang
elements. It's rain,
Little bit of a
snow, sleet.
It's time for some game picks, gentlemen. It's time for
do
some
it.
game picks.
Let's
I say
let
we
it
just
rip.
get right into it. JCSU at Benedict. Benedict favored by 3.5 points
Well,
at home.
let me just get straight to it. I think 3.5 is a ridiculous number. I think Benedict is going to win, and they're going to win big. I think this is I don't think there's a. I don't get why this is 3.5.
Really?
I think it's a big win. I
Feel strong about
I
these
feel
guys
just
coming into the
strong
fall.
about
I'm going to double down with you. I don't think it's a ridiculous number. I think it's going to be a very tight matchup. But Benedict, looking at their kind of upper trajectory last season, again, this is not Albany State they're playing. It's JCSU. They still have a lot to prove for me. The Golden Bulls, I'm taking Benedict in this as well.
I was just such a fan of previewing these guys all season. Like, I really am a big fan of JCSU. I'm going to pick them to win here. Not necessarily anything crazy because it is less than a touchdown spread, but I am going to go with JCSU here.
There you go. AC.
I'm right there with you. JCSU, I know they brought a bunch of guys in the transfer
Yeah,
portal.
let's get you in closer there. I can't hear you too well. There we go.
Yeah, we gotta get
I'm
you
going
in.
with JCSU.
There we go. Wait a minute.
They had
You
the
guys
amazing year last year.
You know what that means.
go finish your plug here. Finish your
Uh-oh.
plug.
I got JCSU. That's
Okay.
all it was.
When AC, you haven't been around with us before, but right now we got 4 pickers. It's a split graphic. It's 2 and 2. The guy behind the desk knows what that means. You have to go to a 5th to break the split. Gavin, you have Johnson C. Smith at Benedict. 2 teams you are
You will be representing D1
Come on.
Rejects.
incredibly familiar with.
I played NBA 2K26 a couple months ago.
Yikes.
And yikes. Watch your mouth. And
I'm just saying, like, that's how far into the bag we're going
And
here with this one.
I scored 40 points against my boy with Benedict Matherin. Shout out to Axel.
Yeah.
I whooped you. And I'll go Benedict for the win.
Let's go. He
knows
picked
ball.
right.
He
He
knows
picked
ball.
right.
Yes, he did.
Man.
That is phenomenal. Gavin closes out our first set. Now we'll do 3 more Division II games. We've got 4 NAIA games to pick, and it will culminate in the game pick for Western Oregon and Colorado Mines as we slowly get towards kickoff here in Golden, Colorado. But first, we've got Northwest Missouri State going on the road. They're 16.5-point favorites at Texas A&M Kingsville.
Well, listen here. I know they're on the road, but they're better through the air. They're better on the ground. They're better on defense. I don't know their punters. You have 5'8" guy, probably better. Northwest Missouri State, I'll take them.
Coach McMenamin has brought something back into this program, a guy who's very familiar with the roots of this place. You watch the way that they play their top caliber programs, but what's more impressive is this team takes care of business against the teams they are supposed to beat. That's a very telling sign of a great football program, and with that being said, I'm also with the Bearcats.
Come on, let's do it.
When it comes to picking games, I'm trying not to get too cute for really good teams, so I'm just going to take Northwest straight up.
Bang.
Love what they got going on. Love Coach McMenamin. So, it's the spread. Don't really care what it is, but necessarily, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a big day for Northwest Missouri State.
AC, will we have the first clean sweep here? I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Kingsville's winning this game. Northwest Missouri, they're just too much. They're just too much. So I got
Kingsville's clipping this right now.
Yeah.
Bearcats.
Hey,
They should.
Throw it up.
should.
Throw it up.
Bearcats.
Go ahead.
Hey, Javelinas, you guys know what they are now, at least, right?
Warthog.
Esque. Yeah.
Warthog-esque. Is he
Warthog-esque.
kind of like Pumbaa, or is that Timon?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Pumbaa.
Kind of like a Pumbaa.
I think it's kind of like a Pumbaa.
Well, Pumbaa's
All
going
right,
to
there
get their ass kicked.
Oh,
right?
okay, there we go. Yep. Not exactly the king of the jungle. Let's go Washburn going on the road to Truman State, Mike.
I love this Truman team. Got a chance to cover them earlier today. I think they're going to flip the 3-point loss from last year to a 3-point win this year.
Taking the
I like
dogs.
Truman State.
Yep, you're making the wrong pick. Give me Washburn, MIAA supremacy. I'm not high on the GLVC right now. They still have a lot to prove for me.
Yeah, when I'm making picks and I'm not necessarily familiar with each team, I go with conference superiority. So give me Washburn to win this one.
I'm right in line there. I'm gonna have to go with Washburn. They also got a Colorado kid starting at quarterback, which
You love
really
that.
just
Love that.
We love it.
So go Logan Madden, man. Have a day today.
Gavin's itching. He's chomping at the bit to get in for another pick. He's not going to get it this time. Let's go now to our last D2 pick, a game we didn't necessarily get the chance to preview, a team that I'm very familiar with, having seen them up close and in person. Davenport favored by 21.5 at home against Gannon.
And not only do I think that's a really accurate spread, but I think I would lay that number.
Wow.
I think this is like a 35-7 type of game. So I'll go with Davenport.
I will say this. You know, Coach Sparky over there, Sparky McEwen, who I've had the chance to get to know a little bit over the course of being in the GLIAC, if there's one thing he's going to have on a roster, damn it, it is talent. They do a really good job of bringing in high-level talent to that roster. The question always is, can they bring it together? Can they use that talent and find ways to utilize those pieces? This year, who knows what that will look like? What I do know is they're going to start the season 1-0, Seth.
Unless Gannon is going to bring some cannons to the game,
Hey,
they got no chance. So give me Davenport.
Put your theme music on behind you, too.
Hey.
I'm gonna go with Davenport as well. The Panthers, they always seem to be like that third rung of the GLIAC. Like the GLIAC seems to be Ferris and Grand Valley fighting for supremacy, but it seems like Davenport's that team that's always maybe they can jump in it. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if they'll do that this year, but I do think they're going to beat up on Gannon, a PSAC foe.
Let's switch over now. We've got NAIA game picks, probably the biggest one of the day, fellas. Benedictine and Morningside, two new faces under center for both these programs, respectfully, Mike.
Right, and Benedictine has won the last two, but here's my problem with Benedictine. Is it Benedictine, Benedictine, Benedictine? It's just, there's too much variance. That just means I gotta go with Morningside. I can say that a lot easier. Morningside.
That was the rationale behind the pick.
I mean, what is it? What do you subscribe to?
Benedictine.
Okay.
That's what I subscribe to. You know, am I the all, you know, I'm not the authority, right? I don't know all the rights and wrongs, right? But try my best out here, right? Try and do some good stuff.
I would not doubt against you on the pronunciations.
Yes, I do my best. And, you know, with that being said, knowing both of these two programs and what they've gone through necessarily, what they have coming back and all those things, in a matchup like this where it can go either way, I think the safe bet is to go with the home team, and so I'm with him on this one. I'm going with the Stangs.
Yep.
Benedictine, Frankenstein, don't matter. Give me Stangs in 5.
Yes!
I'm just getting complete sweep. I got Morningside as well.
Oh my gosh. Ow. I won't lie to you, I did not expect that. I did not expect a 4-for-4 for Morningside here.
I want you guys, I know you're not huge on the NAI too much, but this is a huge game.
Oh,
this is a massive game.
Yeah, this game came down to the wire
D2,
last year.
Put it in terms of D2. What would
A
the
D2 comparison for these two teams, you're talking, you know, mid, central type tier.
You're talking
is it like the Anchor Bone?
I don't know if it's necessarily to that level.
Maybe not that rivalry,
I would actually kind of put it in a Kutztown Slippery Rock type of category.
Yes, exactly. That's where I would
feels
put that.
like this type of matchup
Yeah,
where you've
it's
got
not.
There historically have been really big names under center. They have key pieces on offense on both sides, but it's been very competitive, and the series has gone back and forth.
It's not like a Grandview, it's not like Pitt State versus Ferris where it's
No, but
it's not like Grandview versus Kaiser. It is its own little animal, but yeah, it's close to that.
We got some song requests in the chat here. I think we'll hold on to those for later. Let's go to Faulkner and Southeastern. Mike, start us off. The Fire are favored by 18.5 at home down there.
Yes, they are. I'm on
Sunshine
fire
State.
right now in this all black suit. It's 90 degrees out here. But the Fires they're a really good team.
Yes.
And they've got a lot back this year, really explosive on the edge. And I kind of talked about how I thought that they could even take their offense to another level. What better way to do it than right now and establish in the new era with a new coach that
Come on.
They're elevating their game. They're going to be talked about down the stretch in the playoffs. I think they can be that good. It starts today, Southeastern.
NAI football in the state of Florida has never been better. The Sun Conference is on a tear right now. Southeastern is a big part of that, Seth.
Yeah, I know a lot about that conference specifically, but I'm not going to overcomplicate this one at all. Give me Southeastern.
Man, a lot of lays today. A lot of lays.
It's 18.5, fellas. It's 18.5.
learning on the fly. I'm going to go with Southeastern, but what really just took it home for me was you saying they're in the same conference as Kaiser?
Yes.
I am familiar with Kaiser
Yes.
because Kaiser, they almost beat Tremaine in Valdosta
Yes.
that one year. So I know they play good ball down there. I think they'll win big now. They'll cover.
The Sun Conference, man. You look at Kaiser, who has a ton of national championship experience and pedigree. You look at Southeastern, a name up and coming in there. St. Thomas has been in the national kind of playoff type of conversation. And then you look at a team like Weber International down there that went and beat a Division I team just a year ago. This conference, is full of these teams that can go and surprise people on a year in and year out basis. Stick around. We've got 2 more NAIA picks, and then we'll be making our final picks for Western Oregon and Colorado Mines. But before that, fellas, St. Ambrose and Culver Stockton.
Well, I think this might be the closest game of our NAIA batch right here.
Yes.
I think this might even be a better game, not in terms of the talent level, than the Benedict and Morningside. I just think these are 2 really evenly matched teams, kind of a pick 'em situation. Whenever I get, tasked with a game like that, I'm going with the home team. So I'll take Culver Stockton.
I'm going with Culver Stockton as well, Mike. My reasoning is a little different. I think Culver Stockton has had some real dudes come through that program. You look at, I believe it was Kyle Dixon just a year ago, a UDFA that ends up catching on with the Patriots out of Culver Stockton. They've had some dudes on this team. You talk about a team like Davenport that maybe hasn't been able to put that together and have that turn into success on the field. Culver Stockton, this could be the year and could be the start that they need to start to kind of put the puzzle together with some of that talent.
I understand it's a pick 'em. I know that it's a half-point spread.
You got to go with the hometown
Look
squad.
at what they did last year. Look at what they did to this team a year ago. You got a lot, St. Ambrose. You got to prove a lot more to me before you're going to get me picking you in this sort of deal. So yeah, give me Culver Stockton all day, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
We got another sweep. I'm
No.
Culver Stockton. Yeah.
I mean, we are a small school bulletin board Saturday.
Yeah, we are.
That's what we are.
A lot of opportunities for some social media clippings. So if you are out there and you
And your team goes against the grain?
please go ahead. We would love it. But you're not
Gosh.
St. Ambrose. Sorry about it.
Oh my gosh. Final pick here in the NAI scene, fellas. Kansas Wesleyan going on the road to Ottawa, Kansas. Mike, start us off.
Talked about how Kansas Wesleyan had all those disastrous injuries.
Yes.
Well, all those guys are back this year, so I got to roll with the team that's finally healthy and looking to take that next leap. So
As
Kansas
someone
Wesleyan.
who has had 3 ACL surgeries, torn my MCL, both meniscus.
You can relate.
3 ACLs. I got screws. I got rebar.
What?
But man, it takes a lot to come back from an injury like that. This team, come to the middle of the season, yes, I believe that. They could certainly be back in a big way. It takes so much from a mental blockage standpoint to come back from all those injuries. This group is going to take time to get together. I don't have faith that it's going to be right now. I think Ottawa starts the season with a big win, and that off-season momentum, those 4 straight to close out 2025, circles back here in the week 0.
Yeah, Kobe, I'm actually going to agree with you.
Come
I think
on.
I'm going to take the hometown team here. I know it's a 6.5-point game, but give me Ottawa all day, man.
Give me the underdogs.
I'm going to go with the Braves as well.
Yeah.
They got a former Maverick on their squad, if I'm not mistaken. Jackson Brush, the receiver. So Jackson, bring it home for the squad.
And now time here as we are live from Golden, Colorado. It is our last pick of the day. Western Colorado, the Wolves coming in, sporting the all-white uniforms behind us. They take on the Orediggers from Colorado School of Mines. We are getting very close, fellas. We're 9 minutes away from the show being over, just over a half hour away from kickoff. And I think, Mike, do we want to have you start leading this thing off per usual?
Yeah, I'll start it off. I think we got 2 great quarterbacks, obviously, but I'm a little concerned about the Mines defense. They struggled against the run last year. Western Oregon is going to look to just run it down their throats. I think this is a tough spot here for Mines to get their season started. I expect a really close game, but in the end, you ever seen those videos on ESPN when guys are picking their colleges and they switched out with the hats?
He's taking the home team. I didn't know where you were going with that. I like that. I like the switch up. I thought maybe he was going to crack open one of these on the corner of the desk. After we go off air, I think AC, I'm going to come to you next on the other side of the bench here, friend.
I think you spoke to exactly what this game is going to come down to. Can Mines stop the run? Because that's what this team does really well. They're going to try to punch them in the mouth. I think for Mines to have the game they want to get up early and put McCarty in situations where he has to pass. I think he's effective when you got play action, but I think when you put him in pass-only situations, I think you can pressure him and he can turn the ball over. I'm going to lean on the vibes of Golden, and I got the Orediggers.
Wow. All right. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Orediggers feeling good here. Maybe not receiving the national love in the preseason poll they would have liked. Have a big chance with a strong opponent early on. Seth, give me your take.
Fellas, I spent some time down here in Golden, Colorado a night ago, and the vibes were palpable. It was the aura was unbelievable, fellas.
Yes. Great aura.
And fellas, just down the road here, there is a certain factory, and that is the home of Coors. And I believe the fellas know something about Coors, right?
Yeah.
And there's a saying around here that when the mountains turn blue, it's time, fellas. And when Colorado Mines, they don't just beat you, they dissect you. They run the numbers, they find the cracks in your foundation, and they bring the whole building down on your head. And fellas, the mountains are blue. And when the Wolves leave today, they're going to be feeling pretty blue too. And I got Colorado blood in me, so give me Colorado Mines to win knockout, fellas! Woo!
Mike, I'm going to leave this with you. I think you know what to do with this mouse when the time comes.
Okay.
Right? I think you know what to do with this mouse when the time comes. We're not going to give anything away here on Small School Saturday.
No.
You're good with that?
I'm good with that.
Then I'm going to make a quick leave, Mike, if that's all right. I can leave you to commandeer the setup.
A lot of responsibility.
This is a lot
here.
of trust and responsibility. I'm taking the ears off.
Not
and
an
we're going to go on a
engineer.
little mission here. Gavin, if you could hand me my microphone, please. I would greatly
Play my
appreciate
theme
that, sir.
music!
This is a little scary without Boss Man up here.
Yeah, we'll be all right. As long as the audio's good here. We can, I believe we can. We're good, Coach, we're good. Coach, we're good. That was good, Cobe. That was good. I love that. Very well done, my friend.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Did we have that unmuted, the ATEM, or was that quiet the whole time?
I saw the levels going.
Was it unmuted, though? Hopefully you guys could hear that entire take right there. But whether or not you could, I took mines in a very big way, right? And I think we all understand that. So appreciate you all so much for tuning in. I think that's kind of here. From Golden, Colorado, for D1 Rejects, I'm Kobe Manzo, Mike Schultz, Seth Howard, Antonio Clark, Maisie Burke, soon to be Howard, and Gavin Paquette behind the cameras. Thank you all so much for tuning into Small School Saturday. We've got a big time kickoff here in Golden, Colorado on our hands. Please, implore you, check in on Small School Football, man. Be a fan of these teams. We'll catch you again on the next show.
Goodbye!